Friday night live from the Niner Empire. It's time to talk 49ers football. In fact, we have pretty much, you get little things happening here and there, but the 49ers are pretty much done with, other than the, even the Jimmy G thing's going to have to wait a while, but let's go ahead and talk about that because pre-draft, off-season grading time, we may as well do it before the draft, as we're going to be talking about the draft a lot between now and the next 2 to 3 weeks. Draft's on what, the last week of the month, right? Anyway, the Niners have made an assortment of strategic personnel moves that they believe will boost their capability to compete at a continued high level in the 2022 season. I know what you said. That's up for the debate, right? That's what I said. What? So let's talk about it. Tonight, taking your phone call for your opinion on the efforts by the Niners to stay competitive in the upcoming season. Also, your take on the addition of Bobby Wagner to the Rams defense. Oh, I tell you, the math that they teach in Los Angeles. I wish people would go down there and study in some classes. See if we can make some of these moves. And because last I checked, before Bobby came, they had $852,000. Now all of a sudden they've got. Okay, never mind. Let's. Anyway. The first couple of weeks of the Niners offseason have gone just about kind of as expected. Coach Shanahan said this week at the NFL annual meeting in Palm Beach, Florida, he said, quote, "I know the surgery was a surprise, so that was different." You know who we're talking about, unquote. You know what? I got a feeling even after Garoppolo's gone, we'll still be talking about him next year and the year after that. In fact, this could go on for the next 5 years. No matter what happens to the 49ers, blame Garoppolo. Yeah. Anyway, the ongoing story and original plan was that the Niners expected to be able to collect another pick in the 2022 draft with a trade. That was before they learned J.J. decided to undergo surgery on his throwing shoulder. Actually, I'm joking, but this could go down through the years because somebody will say, you know what, had we had that pick, number blah, 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 we could have picked him up, and he made all the difference in the world with that club. See that? Jimmy's fault. With a 4-month rehab awaiting him after his surgery, which took place on March 8th, Garoppolo's trade market immediately turned dust. Some people use some other expletives to define what it turned into. But despite J.G. remaining on the Niners roster, Shanahan said he likes the moves that they have been making. When asked if he believes the team is better since the offseason began, Coach answered without hesitation, quote, "Yeah, I do," unquote. In the days leading up to the start of the free agent signing period, the Niners abandoned all hope of being able to re-sign guard Laken Tomlinson and defensive tackle DJ Jones. Most of us moaned and groaned about that. We couldn't appreciate it, not for one moment. How that didn't bother Coach Shanahan is interesting. Maybe nobody told Coach Shanahan that we lost those two people. The Niners then focused their attention on acquiring one of the top cornerbacks, and they hit with the signing of Charvarius Ward, formerly of the KC Chiefs. Shanahan said about that triumph, quote, "Personally, I thought we really needed to get a corner. That was our number one need, and we got that. That's what I was real happy with," unquote. The Niners pinpointed Ward because of his size, man coverage skills, tackling ability, and the continued improvements he showed during his first 4 NFL seasons in Kansas City. The Signs agreed to a 3-year, $40.5 million contract. Shanahan continued by saying, quote, "Just like how he played bump coverage the most. They put him on an island a lot. He's got extreme long arms. He never panics. He's got quick feet, stays on top of guys. They put him in some positions where a lot of guys would back up and play a little timid. And I never saw him change. I liked his style and getting to meet the guy. I feel real happy that he's a 49er," unquote. Kyle, you know what? Some of those observations you're making now, I wasn't really aware of. Hell, I'm impressed just from what you're saying about him. Kind of like that. Okay. So some people complain that Charvarius got paid too much. You know what? That's why each and every year, if you go through the free agency period and pick up 2 or 3 free agents, you just pretty much busted your bank anyway. Ward joins a group of cornerbacks that includes Emmanuel Mosley, Ambry Thomas, the golden child of great expectation, and Diamador Lenore, who's got to find a way to get some jet boosters in his shoes. Coach Shanahan is optimistic young players at key positions will make gains and growth this season, including on the other side of the ball as well. Coach believes the Niners group of receivers, Debo. Also, Brandon Ayuk and Jay Jennings will continue to build on their strong finishes to last season. The Niners made some additions on special teams for the new coordinator, Brian Schneider. Schneider, excuse me. I do not sprechen Sie Deutsch, okay? Signing return man receiver Ray McLeod, linebacker Oren Burks, and safety George Odom to help in the kicking game. Shanahan said about that, quote, I thought we needed to improve in our special teams, and we got 3 special teams players who also will contribute on offense and defense, too, which is very important to me. I hear you on that, guy. Don't be getting guys who just play special teams because they're taking up roster space that we need to be using for something else. So if they can play both, all special teams and come on in and help out with the regular rotation, hell yeah. All right. And I'm very excited about that. Unquote. Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, and Azeez Al-Shar give the Niners 3 ascending linebackers that Shanahan rates with any group in the NFL. Rams, you can add, Bobby. Yeah, in fact, you sucked so badly in the middle last time that you had to get something. That's what the 49ers love to exploit, the middle of your linebacking group. What was that guy's name that you said goodbye to? It does concern me. Bobby Wagner's way better than the trash you just throwed out. We'll see. We shall see. The departures of Jones and Thomason hit hard, but Shanahan believes steps were taken to previous drafts with the selections of defensive tackles, Javon Kinlaw. And the way Kinlaw's talking right now, it's going to take 2 men to equal him anyway. And guard Aaron Banks to compensate for those losses of Aaron Banks. We have no idea, other than the fact that the 49ers wouldn't let him play last year. Maybe that's okay. Because the rumors got out. What, he can't learn the playbook? What is it? He can't learn. But he can't play the left side. He can't play the right side. So Shanahan justified his thinking by saying, "quote I think our defensive line has some really good players, but I think we're always going to win with strength and numbers." Like that idea. We lost a really good offensive lineman. But we also drafted a guy last year in the second round, understanding that could happen when the money gets that way. And I think everything has gone how we expected it to. I hope we have better luck in the offseason with healthy and nobody gets hurt in OTAs and just keep trying to get better and practicing. Fam, see what I'm saying? Well, the 49ers are concerned about money at all times, unlike some other clubs in the same state of California. See, because the 49ers were already planning on Laken Tomlinson doing what he did. Aaron Banks enters the picture. It could be some people who said they kept Aaron Banks out of the picture because they didn't want him to get hurt due to the fact that they did expect Laken Tomlinson to go get a big payday. Could these guys be Nostradamus-like in what they do? Or could they be like Kilgore and not knowing what the hell they're doing? Anyway, hey, family, real quick, I'm going to go down the additions. Travarius Ward, 3 years, $40.5 million. Ray McLeod, 2 years, $10 million. George Odom, 3 years, $9.5 million. Oren Burks, 2 years, $5 million. He's a linebacker. Hassan Ridgeway, I kind of like this guy. I hope he works out. We're giving him $1.8 million. Kerry Hyder coming on back to his favorite coach and do some damage. 1 year, $1.5 million. No, he's getting $1 million. Somebody said he's getting $900,000. I said, no, I think he's getting $1 million plus a little bit or something. So there it is. Subtractions, we lost Laken. He got 3 years, $40 million. DJ Jones got 3 years, $30 million. Just goes to show we've had some good ball players that went and got paid. Arden Key. Arden picked up $4 million going to Jacksonville. Good luck to you, Arden. You'll be back next year, and you will pay for less money until you can get yourself reestablished. This is a bad move, Arden. K'Wan Williams, 2 years, $7 million. I'm going to miss him. I just know it. Offensive lineman Tom Compton went to Denver, $2.25 million. Russell Wilson saying things like, no, they didn't. Raheem Mostert, a big percentage of us did not appreciate his exit, but Raheem picked up $2.125 million going to work with Mike McDaniel. In Miami, Contavious Street, Street's gone, $1.265 million. He went to Nolans, so he can say things like "Who dat?" And Trenton Cannon, he's in Tennessee for $1 million and $5 million. And Trent Sherfield, we let him go too. Miami, $1.5 million. Richie James, 1 year, $1.65 million. He's in New York, New York City. Re-signed extensions. Nate Sudfeld went for he's got $2 million of the 49ers money right now. And Dante Johnson, you got to keep the golden child. Dante Johnson. I like him now. I have nothing more bad to say about him ever again. 1.12 mil. Jordan Willis, we kept him. Good. You know, you can't make a play like that in playoffs and not get re-signed. People would be up in arms about that. Jordan has earned himself a $1.1 million payday. Jeff Wilson Jr. will be back at 1.85. These are 1 year's contracts like the 49ers always tend to do. Maurice Hurst, 1 year of Cavs at 1.35. Maurice, man, you get on day one if you got a calf injury, man. I'm telling you right now, the 49ers think about what to do with you next. Ross Strelly will be back for $1.35. Kevin Givens, $895,000. JaMychal Hasty, $895,000. Demetrius Flanagan Foles, one year, and again, that $895,000. Somebody, I guess that's what people thought that we were giving Kerry Hyder. No. Jake Brendel, he gets $1.35 million at center. You know, if Jake can become, if he can come anything close to, and it's probably asking way too much, we need to draft a center, but he can look anything like Alex Mack. Wouldn't it be special? And Cole McKivitz, 1 year, $895,000. The restricted guys are Aziz Al-Shar, 1 year, $3.986. Good. Daniel Brunskill, 1 year, $2.433. And then right of first refusal. Unrestricted free agents includes Jason Verrett. Fam, you gonna keep Jason Verrett? Are we gonna talk to him, get him to stay? Because I don't know what he looks like now. Did he rehab? Was it successful or what? Josh Norman, please no. Marcel Harris, yeah, I think I'd like to keep him. Mohamed Sanu, I don't know what to think about Mohamed Sanu. Klosky T is the question, though. Fam, what do you do? The 49ers have not offered him anything yet. Tavon Wilson and Travis Benjamin. Those are your people, fam. Now, tonight, wanted your position on how well or not well the Niners have done so far during this offseason. And is Bobby Wagner bothering you over in Los Angeles? He's bothering me. I ain't going to lie to you, fam, because you know what? Bobby had a great season. I don't know how his age is not bothering him, although Bobby was very bad in coverage this particular year. Just, you know, that fell down because, you know, lost a step a bit, and maybe offenses have changed a bit since Bobby was dominating. So, you know. Big Show said, hey, just sent you a mock in your Gmail. Thanks, Show. Feel free to share when you do. Let me know. You know I'm going to do that. I mean, share because I do not do well with off-season, with college players because I got too much going on. I don't have time to really focus on them. Show's going to be my eyes and ears as far as the, and other people as well. But Show is my main dude because Show, man, I have to tell you. Thanks, Show. And also, is that Guerrero, mi amigo? He says, is it true that Jimmy G is traded the rival Sheekhawks, or is it April Fool's? Everything you see today is going to be an April Fool's joke, you know? It might not be a joke if it comes up tomorrow, though. It's the same thing, Guerrero. Thanks, fam. Oh, God. Well, they went crazy. They had Debo going to the Jets on Twitter. Well, Twitter people are just nasty people. You know what I mean? Hey, Eric, come on in. Eric.
Yeah, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, we're looking back on what just took place. The 49ers offseason moves. They were quiet as usual. Eric, does that work for you? I mean, you know, we lost some people, and the 49ers are trying to tell us, well, we were prepared for that, and we drafted some new people. We think they're going to be just fine. Are we going to be fine with Jones and Tomlinson gone? with Javon Kinlaw and Aaron Banks taking over those spots?
Yeah, honestly, to me, I think we're going to be fair. I think it's going to be okay. Obviously, I said the other day that I think the Niners are banking on themselves, hitting in the draft pretty often. So I'm expecting the Niners to be pretty aggressive in the draft, unlike they were in free agency. I think that just makes a little bit more sense. If you didn't really do anything in free agency, then you should be doing a lot more in the draft. So I think that, to me, that makes a lot more sense. I'm expecting. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Niners are trading down, maybe trading up to get a guy that they really, really like.
Oh, they will.
Obviously, the Niners, they're going to have to be super aggressive in the draft, in my opinion, because they're going to have to fill these holes. And if the Niners trade back, they're going to get more picks. If they trade up, it's most likely meaning they're going to get a guy that they really like. So
Eric, let me catch you right there though before you go any further. You say holes, Eric. Give me an estimate of how many holes do you think need filling? Do we need a whole cement truck to fill up all those holes, or what are you looking at here when you say holes to fill?
No, I think it's more. I would say like good contributors. To me, it's something that the Niners are pretty good at. Is filling out the depth. Find yourself a DJ Jones in the draft. Obviously, DJ Jones is one of a kind. But find yourself a guy that contributes in the way that DJ Jones did. Obviously, to me, I didn't think DJ Jones was like elite, but I think he was good to the point where he made a name for him. Yeah, he was super solid. So I think if the Niners can find a couple of guys in the draft like that, then yeah, I think if they're not, we don't have massive holes on this roster. Obviously, I think offensive line is a pretty big hole. But safety, obviously, I think that's a hole. I would say. I would say depth at corner, maybe. The Niners need maybe wide receiver. I mean, I do like our receivers. I know a lot of people do want to see another receiver coming out of the draft. But I'm honestly perfectly fine. I think the Niners address special teams pretty well. They grabbed a couple good players that are going to play special teams for us. I'm not expecting our special teams to go from the worst to all of a sudden the best, but it's going to be up there, I would assume. And the Bobby Wagner thing, is not. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. I've seen it before on the field. There was a couple videos I saw that Bobby Wagner isn't as fast as he used to be. Obviously, I'm pretty sure they grabbed Bobby Wagner specifically for us because they know that they cannot stop our run game. I think that signing was specifically designed for us. The NFC West is typically like that. The NFC West is like that a lot. And what's so funny is the Niners want to get all these players, but the Niners really have never grabbed players because of the NFC West that dictated them, I guess. It's always been the Rams or the Seahawks or the Cardinals that have done things because of the 49ers. The Niners have never done anything because of the other teams in the NFC West.
Good call.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why we're not really into free agency that much. The Niners are more, we're going to go grab the players that you think you're filling holes with, but we're going to grab them in the draft, and you're going to go grab them and spend and overpay for that.
Eric, talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. You're right. The 49ers set the tone. We don't build our squad to beat other people. Those people need to follow us. Rams, Rams says you really need to listen to this while you're talking all that trash in the chat. We set the tone, and you do what you need to do to try to keep up with the best. Oh, I like that, Eric. I like that. It's indeed. And he did it again this year. We're looking at it for ourselves.
Yeah, the Niners are they're not. I think if they were really worried, they would have gone out and did actually something. I think there would have been a more, I would guess, urgency to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. It doesn't seem like there is. I think they would have probably released Jimmy Garoppolo by now to get some of the salary cap back to actually try to pay somebody. Maybe, I don't know, but it looks to me that the Niners really don't care about what the Rams are doing. The Rams are trying to build for, multiple Super Bowls. It's pretty clear, but we've seen it before that just because you bring in all these players does not mean they're always going to build that chemistry and all of a sudden look like that team that they are on paper. It could happen.
But what's impressive though, Eric? The Rams can get people coming in for one-year contracts, and we're talking about high-profile players. The Wagner, is his deal 1 year? I'm impressed with the fact they can get people to come in and play for 1 year. They just extended Stafford, but he came in, I think, on a single-year deal. They just extended. I'm not sure how many years. Maybe I could be wrong on that. But to watch them and Allen Robinson, I don't know what they signed him to, but we get players that fit our system, and they get players who have been premiering throughout a number of years to build a reputation. That does amaze me, and it kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't think they signed Bobby to a 1-year deal. I believe it was a five-year deal, worth, I think it was $50 million. I mean, again,
you're right. You're exactly right. I forgot about that part. $10 million a year.
Yeah,
they overpaid.
Yeah,
they overpaid.
I believe it goes all the way to 65 with the census.
It's probably got honestly, 3 years canceled. They can option out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him being on the roster for that long. Maybe 2-3 years. Maybe I don't see him finishing his contract there. But yeah, the Rams can do that all they want. I mean, it's pretty clear that that's the way they're going to build their team from here on out. I don't know how long it's going to last for them. I don't know when cap space is going to catch up to them, or what the hell is going to happen. I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe injuries catch up to them, and all of a sudden, they look like us last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You never know. That could happen to them. It could look bad for the Rams with all they invested. Obviously, I'm assuming they're still going to be a really good team.
That's true. They do minimum casualties. It seems to be every year. Minimum. It's not like over a bunch of people. It's just 1 or 2, 3 guys at the most. Very good stuff. I think I'm gonna go and see you Sunday and see what else develops between now and then. All right. Be looking for you.
All right, Ronbo. I'll catch you later.
All right, fam. Night.
Later.
Yeah, I like that part about, we people try to figure out how to whoop us. The Dallas Cowboys used to do that. There's been teams down through the 49ers history that design and build their clubs to beat the Niners. Because why? You know why. Hey, man, Big Show says I wouldn't be surprised if we double dipped at receiver and guard and draft. We currently have 4 receivers and need 6. We carry 6 every year. That's true. And it's Mohamed Sanu, and we've already let, what's his name, leave as well. Trent Sherfield, and I thought Sherfield was going to stay around for at least another year. Hey, Dre, Show, thanks for that contribution. Hey, Dre, 415. Dre, come on in.
What's up, Ronbo? Long time no hear, my brother.
Yeah, how you been doing, man? Because I think we got 2 or 3 Dre's. Which one is this? I saw the area code. Dre, I mean, good to hear from you.
Man, I've been good. I'm blessed, man. Tomorrow my birthday,
right.
So I need a shout out from you today because I know you might not be on tomorrow.
Dre, it's just San Francisco, Drake. Not right here, but I thought the voice sounded off.
Yeah, this is San Francisco, Drake.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Are you ready for the shout out?
Let's go, Ronbo. Let's do this.
I know what you're thinking. It's birthday juice, right?
Oh, yeah. Birthday juice. I got some right here.
Oh, yes, happy birthday to San Francisco's Dre. Happy birthday to Dre. Happy. Stand back, y'all, because I'm telling you, man, I'm getting ready to let it go. Birthday, fam. Dre, it's Friday night, man.
Thank you, Ronbo. Thank you, man. Yeah.
You're welcome. You can go buck wild. That's just Friday night. Good grief. Night is young, too.
I'm good. I got what I requested, and I'm grateful for everybody, my family, all y'all, the faithful, y'all, my family, too. I'm grateful for all y'all, especially you, Ronbo.
Oh, thanks,
man. You bring us peace, man, to come out here and just let it all hang out and let loose, And tonight is my night, and I want to say, Jed York, you suck. But I ain't going to say that.
I'm glad you restrained yourself. You shouldn't say that.
But I must be nice tonight. He said we're going to do what we do.
You're allowed to do whatever you please. And if it means, and as a matter of fact, while you're doing on that path, talk about that Kyle Shanahan and company are delighted with what they've done this offseason. Dre, are you delighted with what's taking place so far? And if you had some changes to make, what would you do? And are you,
Starters,
otherwise,
I would
sit
go
pat.
get. I would fire Parag. I would get rid of John Lynch. And I would get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. I'll try to get them all in a trade package to a team.
John, Kyle, and Jimmy.
No, not Kyle. Not Kyle. Kyle get to stay. Kyle get to
Jimmy.
stay.
I thought you had a third person
John,
involved there.
Parag, and Jimmy.
Oh, Parag,
Three-way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget him. He the main one. John can stay if they take Parag. Okay, we'll keep one of the headaches. As long as they take Jimmy and Parag.
But Parag is, you know what? We don't see his math skills all the time. I didn't think he's going to. Well, go ahead. Let me elaborate.
Okay, for all those that are kids, please forgive my language, mute your television. But damn his math skills, Ronbo. He mathing us all the way the hell out of a Super Bowl. Him and his math skills. It ain't that bright. He ain't that bright. He ain't doing them too well. He cheat. He cheaper than the people in San Francisco, and it don't get no cheaper than them.
It's California. It's It's the worst place in the world. You got to be thrifty. Dre, you know what, though? The thing, Jed and Parag, they go way back. That's why Parag's in it in the first place, I think
That's perfect, and we've been way back since we ain't won a Super Bowl. And I told my dad and everybody else, oh no, we don't get rid of Jimmy. He didn't take us here. I said, I don't live in moral victory. When we come in at the beginning of the year, our goal is to win the Super Bowl. And we don't come second with we went to the playoffs. At least we went to the playoffs. At least we went to the championship. That's moral victory talk, because that's loser talk. No, we need to get back to our glory days. Like I tell everybody, this is getting redundant. Jimmy's still on the team. We ain't got no cornerback. Everybody leaving off the free agency.
Wait, Drake.
John looked like his hairline and went back 5 more inches.
Drake, you're not feeling Chavarius then, huh?
No, I feel him, but what happened when he hurt?
Well, yeah,
I mean, the depth sucks, and we don't know what we're doing in some positions. We let go key players to keep Jimmy.
At least I got a third. Okay, you figure Chavarius and Emmanuel Mosley, I guess, is going to start, right? And I got Ambry Thomas, I'm telling you, Ambry Thomas, I got a feeling that boy is going to be a badass.
I have a feeling we are building.
Diamador.
We build players up and get rid of them. I don't like that. Like, I feel chemistry is what's best. That's what wins Super Bowls. I mean, the Rams bought theirs last year. That's understandable. For all y'all Rams in the chat, I check y'all out every show. Just because I can't call in don't mean I don't check it out. And I see that in that damn chat. And y'all talk about Trey all y'all want to, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the boy can or can't do. Everybody dog him and the whole shot. But now if he come out and light up the field, everybody gonna love him. And if he come out and throw some interceptions, you know how it go, Ronbo. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm satisfied with what we did, but as a fan base, as a whole, I don't know, Ronbo. I've just been on Twitter, and I just been like, are we ever satisfied for real?
TBD. This is usually what the atmosphere promotes right around this time of year. And then after the draft, everybody moans and groans because they don't like the picks. And honestly, Jerry, the picks in the draft, I don't know. I think the majority, compared to other teams, I think we come up with some pretty good products because a lot of people get an entire draft. They didn't worth a damn. So I'm going to stop whining with everybody that continue. Man, here's another draft that just sucked. It's time for John Lynch to consider a new line of work and go back to the damn booth. I said, that's a little harsh, guys. There's some good picks
that
in
is
there.
a little harsh. That's a little harsh, but he do look like him. Him and Kyle look stressed the hell out. It's like they don't know what's up and what's down. You're hearing that it's fire in the hen house between them two. You keep hearing that. And then every year it gets louder and louder. Somebody close to Kyle then said that he didn't appreciate what John went out and said to the media. And it's like, this is turning into
John Harbaugh and them all over.
Yeah, well. I think they click too. But next year, Ronbo, you should start a new trend. Anybody that come in here, even if it's Trey that started and we lose horrible, don't come in here with that crap. Y'all throw Jimmy away. Throw Jimmy away. Throw Jimmy away. Now we threw away Stumble Jimmy that made everybody play harder. Now what? You can't win for losing, man. I'm just getting depressed. I'm gonna go take some counseling.
You know, this is what fans do. We don't have a seat in the front room when they're talking, when they're brainstorming and doing all that stuff that they do to create the team that they do. I don't know that we appreciate it enough, and sometimes I think we're a little ungrateful about some of the accomplishments the 49ers get and do get, because, you know, winning the Super Bowl year after year, it's not easy. Even, you know, the 49ers, the legendary Golden Boys, they took years off. You know, even during the time that they were winning, you know, we could be a little more patient.
Yeah, and another thing, Ronbo, before I run out of time, man, our fan base, we constantly hear what Jed say, everybody go on the rampage. Oh, Jed said this, Jed said that. We've seen Jed say a lot of things and turn around and fire a good coach. But regardless of what it was behind. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was winning at that time. He wasn't a joker, a laughing stock of the NFL the way people say he get before he fired coaches. Mm-hmm. No, he wasn't. Mm-hmm. You feel me? He still fired Harbaugh. So don't think if he starts, for anybody thinking that Jimmy's starting this year, don't believe this. Mark these words. If Jimmy don't win that Super Bowl and he start next year, you can kiss Kyle goodbye and Lynch goodbye. I don't care what nobody.
and Jed's going to fire himself. But remember, one of Jed's greatest hires, you know, Trent Baalke was the guy that's mistreated. He had a lot of good ideas, and he couldn't get people to pay attention to him. And I still think to this day, if people listened to what I had to say, we'd have those 2 more rings. Go Trent.
Well, you see the way he's beefing up his team over there? He's beefing it up with everybody. He just said everybody want to stick it to the Niners this year. No problem. I don't mind. Let's let this year go through.
They're coming after us, Trey. Teams know who to go after. They know who to build their offense after. People are copying offense from Kyle Shanahan all over the league. They're doing things what we do on defense. It's all about us. Trey, happy birthday,
Phil. Did you see the league? Did you see the league before I let you go, Ronbo? Did you see the league, man? Once they found out, when a little leak came out with Trey video, then they said Trey was starting. Jed and them came out and said nothing, but somebody said that. Yeah. And everybody went quarterback crazy, grabbing everybody that can throw down the field, no matter who they throw it to, as long as they can throw and run.
And then that's all I'm talking about. Just get an offensive coordinator that at least knows a little about what he's doing. Trey, happy birthday, fam. I'm going to see you Sunday, okay?
Thank you, Ronbo. Y'all have a blessed night. Stay blessed, y'all.
You too, fam. Look, appreciate you.
All right. No.
Hey, let's go check out Jay. Hey, Jay.
Yo, Ronbo.
Jay.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead, Jay. Jay, I feel like every time I talk to you, I feel like I'm making some kind of a drug deal.
Yeah.
Okay. We always talk like we're trying to keep it low so nobody can hear what we're saying. Jay, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm doing good. And let me see about us and our, you know, our guys that we signed or whatever. You know, I feel like we did pretty good, I'd say. But our offensive line, you know, definitely got worse. To be honest with you, you know, we should have like at least made got a guy in free agency, offensive lineman. You know what I mean? To help Trey.
All right, Jay. Here's when people say that, who would you have liked to pursue in free agency for an offensive lineman? You mentioned a center the other day that went from some team, right?
I don't know. I forgot, but like maybe like a right tackle. You know that Lyle Collins guy. I think he went to the Bengals. I don't know. I think he cost.
You know what? Is Lyle? He is playing the right side, isn't he?
I don't know. But you know, we could have switched him to the right side if he wasn't playing that.
No, I got a real problem with that. You know what? Every time the 49ers get somebody from where he was good at and ask him to go to the other side, offensive linemen, and the Niners they know better than that. That's automatically, not automatically, but that's already the beginning of a fail, you know, and it has been a fail. Yeah. Because Mike McGlinchey was a little better at Notre Dame than he is with the 49ers, and it's because he was on the left side. Okay, that's neither here nor there. But the point is, I'd like to go out and get a kid that looks good on the right side of an offensive line. I don't care that he's at the right side of the line. Just get him, and let's work with him, and stop making guys who play left switch to the right. It's a different footwork. It's a whole different – it's different. And at this level, to make a switch is tough.
I agree. And Charles Ward, that was a good signing because he's probably our best corner right now, besides what's it called, Emmanuel Mosley. And
Verrett, but we don't know what health condition he's in.
yeah, I feel like we should re-sign Revert or whatever.
Jason Verrett, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, I think we should sign him first. If one of our guys goes down, he would definitely be like a solid guy, But I don't know if he's hurt right now or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, and Jay, if you were Jason Verrett, after this many times of rehabbing your knee, are you going to be careful? Are you going to play the same as you've always played? I wonder what does that do to a psyche? Because I've never had a knee injury. I only know one way to play. I've never had to alter that. You have your little ouchies, but they're nothing that you can. But a knee, and you did it more than once. Would that scare you? Because I don't want to go through that again if I'm Jason Verrett, right? So I'm wondering, are the 49ers looking at that mentally? Have a psych come in and talk to him before they decide to sign him up and then he money? I wonder how it goes.
I think we could probably sign him to approve it or something like that.
He did that last year, and he didn't prove it.
I think. Oh, he did. Oh, he did. Well, I don't know. But I would still try to sign him at least.
I would too. The guy's too talented. If he's going to play for $1 million, I'll sign him. Give him an incentive package if he's going to play. He's got to beat people out though in camp. That way, I know he's still connected mentally.
And that Ray McLeod guy and the other special teamers, we definitely fixed the special teams. We definitely needed it because last year our special teams really wasn't good, and what's crazy is it helped us out in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot
against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie, wasn't expecting that. What were you about to say, Ronbo?
I was going to ask you, are you going to sign Marcel Harris or Jaworski tight? It's interesting how we picked up a couple of guys that could play the box. I don't know.
We should what's it called? Try to sign Tart if he wants to come back. If not, we have to draft a safety, Ronbo, because that's definitely we need a safety for depth, because Hufanga, he got instinctual skills or whatever, but he ain't really quick. So I don't know about that. It's Talanoa. I just want to draft safety, for depth or whatever, or maybe try to get a starter.
Yeah, whatever you grab for the secondary, though, it's going to take a year of seasoning. You notice pretty much every time we get a player in the draft to play at the NFL level in the secondary, it takes him a little while to heat up. Ambry Thomas, we need to appreciate him for as fast as he picked it up because he looks good, and I got a feeling he's going to grow on that. So, but if you could pick up a safety now, God, it's scary. If you got to depend on it. Yeah. So we need a solid safety back there now.
Yeah, we do. Too bad we can't sign one because, we don't got no money, But,
I still wonder about that, though. The 49ers will get who they want again. We'll see, though. Yeah. All right, hey, Jay, I'll be back Sunday, and let's see what else happens between now and then. Be looking for you, okay?
Okay. Ronbo, one more thing, though.
Go ahead.
Why haven't, what's it called? Oh, about Bobby Wagner, Ronbo. Like, they signed him to a 5-year deal, 50 million.
I got woken up to that.
I don't know. That's too much for a guy that old, to be honest with you. But, whatever. I don't care. Old. Yeah, they signed him, It's not, I don't really care. He don't scare me, I'm sure he's not scared of the team, so.
Right.
Oh, well, Ronbo. Have a good day.
You too, fam. See you Sunday. All right, it's TNT time, and I'm talking about Tony Nagatani. Take Tony.
Aloha, Ronbo.
Aloha, Tony.
Well, Tony, it's been a couple days.
Well, Tony, I'm glad to hear from you because can't go too much longer than that without Tony. So, Tony, I know you've got some in-depth observations going on. Lay them out on us, Tony. What are you grading and how are you grading it as far as the 49ers offseason as we go into this draft coming up in a few weeks?
Okay, so the previous caller, Jay, I think hit the nail right on the head. The focus of this offseason was, well, two things. First of all, it was making the special teams better. Looking at the way the 49ers lost a lot of games last season, it was by not all that many points. And most certainly in the NFC title game, we lost by less than a touchdown. And when you extrapolate over the course of the season, looking at how poorly the special teams played overall, especially in the return game, those are critical yards. And every single yard does make a difference in the net
Absolutely.
gain overall. So signing Ray McLeod is going to be huge. He's hopefully going to be able to get a lot more return yards. He's also going to be a nice offensive depth piece. And I mean, he's certainly no offensive weapon like Deebo Samuel, but from the videos I'm watching and a lot of the analysts who I watch on YouTube especially, they talk a lot about his versatility. And we could even see him. I guess he played running back in high school as well, so we could see him being used in a way that is a lot more versatile. And overall, just those extra special teamers, and also bringing in the new special teams coach, I think that is going to make all the difference in the world. When you look at the overall roster in terms of things that we lost, yes, Laken Tomlinson was an important loss. The offensive line is a work in progress, and I'm going to hold judgment until we see some stuff in the preseason and also after the draft. I'm hopeful Aaron Banks is going to be able to step into that spot. As you mentioned, Ronbo, Aaron Banks was originally a left tackle in college. And the other thing, and unfortunately, because I wasn't a very big fan of Tom Compton, but he's gone. And we don't know about Mike McGlinchey with that injury that does not have the greatest recovery rate from. So again, we need to see how well Mike McGlinchey is able to rehab that leg that he hurt this year. And again, if it wouldn't surprise me to see the 49ers take a developmental right tackle in the draft this year to sort of replace Tom Compton. The other
Tony,
thing,
but right there, remember Jalen Moore, right? Remember when Kyle said, "We're looking at Jalen, we're looking at Tom, we're waiting to see which one emerges as the most qualified starter," and Tom beat him out. That kind of freaked me out. Do you remember that particular point in the season?
I do. Remember, the other thing, too, about the offensive tackle position is that Justin School tore his knee last offseason, and he is also still under contract for this year. So we are going to get him back. And I thought he was kind of mediocre, especially in 2019 when he was playing the Packers, and we had to slide Brunskill out to left tackle to take care of one of the Smith brothers that year. And Brunskill was our utility knife on the offensive line that year. The offensive line is definitely a question mark, but I think with Banks and, as you say, Jalen Moore, with School coming back, I do want them to draft some interior O-line, and again, it's all going to be. We're going to see what happens with Mike McGlinchey, because if he's able to come back at 95% of his former self, we will be cooking with gas. That running game will be good. In terms of other depth, the Tarvarius Ward was a great signing overall, because now we have, I think, 3 cornerbacks who are solid. With Amber Thomas going into year 2, and also with that versatile defensive backfield. I do want us to re-sign Jaquiski Tartt. And I'm curious as to why he hasn't signed anywhere else in free agency. I know he is injury prone, but if we could bring back Jaquiski Tartt after the draft, and maybe Jimmy Ward's willing to make some room for his high school buddy, and redo his deal there, that's possible.
Because Jimmy's generous, you're right.
Yeah, well, he's a 49er. I think he might be a 49er lifer, and
I hope so.
Make some room for him. The other thing I wanted to talk about, so overall, I think the Niners roster has gotten a little bit better in their aggregate, even though that the offensive line is concerning. And we lost Arden Key, but we got Kerry Hyder back. And so I think that's a nets that sort of evens everything out. And so I guess the last thing I kind of wanted to address was Bobby Wagner. He is an All-Pro. He's probably going to be if not a first ballot Hall of Famer, he will be in the Hall of Fame within the next 10 years. And but also let's not forget about the fact that we say this every year with the Rams and their funky accounting. At some point, to quote the Doctor Strange movie, at some point the bill always comes due. That team is still top heavy. They are one injury away from being wrecked. And, if it's Stafford, if it's Donald, if it's Ramsey, Wagner, he is a good runs. He is a great linebacker, and kudos for them for being able to sign him. But linebacker is the most replaceable position in the NFL. He's used to playing against us, and he's used to beating us because he had Russ Wilson. So I think he's going to be good with the Rams, but I'm not as concerned about that signing. And I honestly think the Niners roster is already in a win, not so much a win now, but is very deep. And we will be able to match up with the Rams as it is right now, especially if we add the dimension of the deep ball and the potential mobile threats in quarterback going into next season and have a good draft. So all in all, I'm glad we're going to see great competition because, as we always say, Ronbo, iron sharpens iron, and the NFC West is going to be fun.
Yes, it is. And Tony's right. We've got homegrown products. We don't need, a lot of times, Tony, people don't look at the fact that we're really strong as we are. We need to sign our people. And people think, why can't we go get this guy? Why can't we get that guy? And, and the Rams did it. And they said, guys, is Debo better than most of what they're picking up? I mean, he's better than Allen Robinson. Is Fred better than Bobby? Yes, at this point, for sure, he is. Azeez Al-Shar, Dre Greenlaw, these are, as Kyle Shanahan says, these are ascending guys. These are going to get better and better. So if they get better and better and they're already good, Tony, we don't need to go out shopping all the time.
And, Ronbo, let's not forget about this. The Niners, economically speaking, play the long game. Those Parag contracts. But remember, we are going to net a lot of compensatory draft picks by letting a lot of those players walk. And next year, we're going to have 9 or 10 picks in the draft again to continue stocking the shelves with low-cost players on 3- and 4-year deals for the long term. So honestly, roster construction, this team is doing well. I do think this team is better. Kyle Shanahan is correct because the special teams got better and our defensive backfield is going to get better. And if we resign Jaquiski Tart, I think that's going to be the proof in the pudding right there. But all in all, I'm excited. I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited to actually see some football. OTAs are starting soon, so this is going to be a fun thing to watch.
Tony, just a few measly weeks.
Exactly.
Tony, great stuff as usual. I'll be looking for you Sunday. I hope you got some time for us. All right.
Do my best, Ronbo. Aloha. Take care.
Thanks, Tony. Aloha. There he goes. Tony. He just sort of reflects the beauty of Hawaii, doesn't he? You can just see it in him, when he talks. You been to Hawaii? I've not been there yet. Friends come back and tell me, Ron, man, are you ready to go to Hawaii? I've been ready to go to Hawaii. I just can't get an opening. Was it? Oh, hey. It's Trez, the man who invented and designed TNT, along with that other fella, Trey. That's why they call him TNT. Trez, get in there.
Hold up, wait a minute. Ronbo, go and put some red gold up there.
Sing. Trez, I love you because Trez, you are one of the more entertaining critics there are. Now, I know you're not happy with what Kyle's doing, and he's walking around saying he is. I can't wait to hear from you. Go ahead.
Well, Ronbo, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole dinner plate, okay? Here's the thing, Ronbo. Look, the Rams are not stupid. When they went into their offseason after winning their Super Bowl, Ronbo, their one nemesis, right, is who? Us. Right? Mm-hmm. So they said, you know what? How are they able to beat us consistently? Over the middle.
Over the middle. Tear them up. They not have linebackers. I love that every year. Yes.
Yes, that was their kryptonite. So guess what they do? Okay, they go out and say, "Look at here. All right, we're going to go out and get the best middle linebacker in the game." Okay, hands down.
Don't praise them. Okay, go ahead.
No. What I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying here, these are the counter blows that they're going to throw at us. You got to understand the process here. Now, these are counter punches. If you're just punches, you got to be able to see the counter punch coming.
That's right.
So they go out and get Bobby Wagner.
We make teams have to go through these changes. We don't worry about other teams. Right. I agree.
Right. So they see the counter punch coming. We do, and we like, oh, okay. So you go get Bobby Wagner, okay, because we have, live over the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. Okay. So look, this is what they're banking on, bro. They think Kyle and his egotistic ways, they're going to say, you know what, if Jimmy Garoppolo is still on this roster, come training camp time, they baking that. Kyle is so used to the familiar and not the unfamiliar. He's so used to Jimmy that he'll trot Jimmy back out there. And they banking that he's going to do that, Ronbo. They banking it because they say, you know what? If he does, we got him. We got him. So guess what? We got one of the best linebackers in the league. Now guess what? Bobby Wagner, what? He gave Jimmy fits because he picked Jimmy off damn near every time over the middle. And that's the counter punch that they're looking for against us. So if Kyle go out here and be that, that pull your head out your ass, Kyle, and trot Jimmy back out there, and yeah, it was a good move by the Rams. But if not, and move on to the future like we should, being Trey Lance, then you ain't got to worry about no old timer like Bobby Wagner. Because guess what? We're going to be going deep, and we're going to be throwing outside the number. So, them picking him up is just another player. But it's a boxing match between us.
And Bobby had a choice. He could have went to Baltimore. I got a feeling the Rams, you might have did just what you're talking about. The Rams said, listen, you come on over here, and I pretty much can assure you that you are going to the playoffs for sure. And Bobby, with what you do, I don't see why we're not going to go to the Super Bowl again because of you. You got to butter these guys up, right? And you might be right.
Right.
That may have been the direction they were definitely thinking.
Well, I look at it like this, Ronbo. TNT, we always come with the facts. That's why TNT has always been here forever to stay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The whole TNT family. We bring you the not so sexy talk, Ronbo. Everybody else likes to go with the that guy, the sexy talk. We don't do that, Ronbo. We give you the real hard facts. You know what I'm saying? Like it or love it. You know what I'm saying? We the best thing going, and we here to stay, Ronbo. But that's how I look at it. I see this as a counter move by the Rams, banking that Kyle Shanahan is going to try Jimmy out there if he's still on his roster because Kyle is so used to the known and not the unknown.
No, Jimmy.
He'll do it.
Jimmy should be gone soon, actually. You can't have both those guys on the roster this year. You just can't really do it. It's sort of like screws things up. The locker room's not going to leave Jimmy. And now you got Trey out there. I'm just saying, because you got Trey out there that needs his time. Actually, he does. And you got to get him up and going. So if Jimmy's on the roster and Kyle, you're right, Kyle will lean in that direction. He'll say, well, it was a fair competition in camp. And Jimmy did win again. But we do have Trey on a close standby, and we got some things planned for him. I already know what Kyle's going to say if they do keep Jimmy. But I think Jimmy's out of here by the draft or a little bit after, because it's going to cause a lot of confusion for him to be on that roster, no matter what Jed says and everybody else.
Well, let me ask you this one. Who bought into the propaganda that Trey wasn't ready yet last year? If you bought into that, then I got some property I got to sell you over in Hawaii near this volcano, because
Tony, come out your way.
I'm coming out Tony's way, but I'm gonna put you next to the volcano, okay? So it ain't gonna erupt for another 100 years. You'll live safe. You'll live safe as can be by, okay? Because I'm telling you like this, Ronbo. And this is just all honesty. If you bought into that bullshit line that this kid wasn't ready, he was good enough to go out there and do the same thing that Jimmy did, Ronbo. And you can't tell me no different. You can't tell me no different.
I'm not going to try
because, matter of fact, he might have won one or two more than Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because the way the style that we played and we won, I just don't see Trey not being a step above that.
A
step above that. You know what I'm saying? Even better, right? That's what I'm saying. Because Jimmy just makes the safe pass, the check down. He didn't look down the field too tough. So and we put the ball in the hands of Debo. Come on, we wrote Debo all the way through. So you keep it real. You telling me that Trey couldn't do that? He could, but he probably would have took some things something in his own hands and probably extended plays. Well, Jimmy couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because look, the whole I can't grip the football, but you yet throwing the football, then you had a hurt shoulder. Man, get out of here, man. Yeah. Get out of here. Because when a player's hurt, when you hurt, you hurt. And I ain't never seen one NFL player go out here and jeopardize his body or his career for the sake of the team knowing that he ain't going to be there the next year. That was propaganda
Now, see,
bullshit, man.
and
And then they're gonna run that same line again this year.
But if it is true, you got to give Jimmy a little love for that. That takes a lot of nerve.
Oh, that wasn't true,
I would've
Ronbo.
just
If you
sat
tore
down.
your ligaments in
You
your
don't think he was
thumb,
hurt?
if you tore your thumb ligaments, Ronbo, you ain't gonna be able to grip no football. You ain't gonna be able to throw the football effectively.
Tress, I don't
Come
know.
on,
I've never had that injury. I don't even know what that feels like.
Ronbo.
So,
Let me tell you something. Have you ever, real quick, and I'm gonna let you go. I know you got other calls. Have you ever sprained your thumb? You're talking about tearing
You know what?
ligaments now, but
I've hurt my index
Bro,
finger.
you can't grip.
and my-
You can't grip nothing. That
No, I mean,
shit hurts.
You even I was playing basketball, and everybody's playing basketball's had their fingers jammed or went for a pass, and it hit the finger right on top and drove that finger right into your elbow. Right. That
Right.
all I could do was go home. You know, I was a wimp. All right, guys, I'm done.
Right.
But my finger's jammed and it's swelling up. It looks like my wrist. You know, and I'm done.
It's swelling. Right. We've all had the
You
fingers
know.
there, right, where they swell. And back in the old days, we used to tape them up. Remember, we take two fingers together, put the tape around,
and keep
try to
going.
keep it stationary.
Because it's
And
rec
you
ball.
try
It's
to give
okay
it a
with
go,
that.
but you really can't give it a go because it would affect your shot. So,
Yeah.
Rumbo, that's what I'm saying. That's all
Well,
I'm
Tress,
saying.
no,
Come
I
on,
hear you.
man. I don't blame you.
And I wish they would launch investigations on some of these things that go on around the NFL. I'd love to know the truth, you know. But Tress, let me see.
Yes, sir.
Tress, good
All right,
stuff.
Rumbo.
As per TNT
Yes,
usual.
sir. Have a
And I
good
will
one. We
see
love you, Rumbo. Shout out
Thanks,
to the
man.
TNT family. J10, shout out to you always holding the check down, man. All right, Rumbo, take it easy.
All right, Tress, you too. See you Sunday if you got some time.
All right.
And good night, fam. And we move quickly from Atlanta, Georgia, to Tennessee, the home of the Grand Ole Opry. Country singing Papa Dragon. Papa! Papa D. Papa, Papa, Papa D.
Mamas, don't let your babies
Grow up to be
Right.
cowboys. One of the greatest songs of all time. Willie wrote that record after. Yeah, he had to because Cowboys been around for a long time. Willie's probably watching the Cowboys, and we inspired him to make that song. He read it with another lyrics, but still,
Right.
you know, Willie's from Texas too. That's really funny. Hey, Pop, get in here, man, because I know you got some things you want to say about the what's taking place here in the offseason. What are you thinking? Are you good with it? There's some things that could have been done better.
Well, this is how I look at it. I think I've never been a big fan of free agency unless I was playing Madden. Because at least here in Madden, if someone's rated a 95, he plays like a 95. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
So there's been too many times where you spend big money on a player, and that big player, he doesn't put you over the top. I think that happens more often than not. So
Yep.
as I predicted that we would do something kind of like the second phase of free agency, which is what we did. But that's also a good indicator for the cheap ass Yorks and Parag. Because it's like when they do overspend on somebody, it never works out.
Pop,
It
you know
never
what?
works.
You know what? Amplify that a little bit because you make an excellent point. Because here's the thing: if a person looks good from wherever they came from, they were in that program where they were highlighting that program. Now, when they come over to do your program, it takes about a year to adapt to it and get good in it because you don't know what you're doing just yet. Football, and everybody says, "Man, football players are football players. It's not all about the X's and O's, and they can shift that in their mind within minutes." I said, "You know what? You don't know nothing about no football, man.
No.
You come in, you got to learn things. You got to think. If I got to think, I'm not going to be moving as quickly." Pop, you know. So that's why I always laugh about that. And you're right.
Right.
You bring somebody over from another program and not necessarily going to adapt to yours real quickly.
It's so rare. It is so rare. I'm talking like Reggie White rare, Bryce
Yep.
Paup rare. Like there's rarities, but I've never
And
seen
Richard
it
Sherman,
happen.
Came
Yep.
over. He didn't change anything but his coach. He's still running the
Yeah.
same Richard Sherman program as he did. So, yeah, he doesn't
Yeah,
count. There's a lot of players like that.
The one player, there's several positions that do translate. Typically, that's going to be cornerback. That's going to be left tackles. Elite left tackle is going to be elite because he's on an island.
That's
Same
true.
thing with the cornerback, right?
Running backs
But
as well. Yeah.
I've never seen not really running backs. Running backs to me is like 50-50.
They still have to learn. Yeah.
It's 50-50. Like if there's like a championship team with a Pro Bowl quarterback, and if the running back can block, on third down, then yes, that can happen. But that's also a rarity.
Yeah, I'm thinking more about style. If he's a guy that runs between the tackles, does he do the stretch well? Is he a north-south runner? You're going to get him because of what
Listen,
he does to fit your program
yes, yeah.
normally. Yeah.
But let me remind you, for everybody you find that can do it, there's always going to be a Lawrence Phillips who's responsible for Steve Young and being in the broadcast booth right now because he couldn't block
Bam!
third down.
Oh my God, is he okay? Count the fingers.
It's one of those situations. So what do? We got a cornerback, right? We needed a cornerback, and they didn't overspend on the quarterback, and they got a cornerback who has very, very, really high ratings in key areas that we were getting exposed last year, one-on-one coverage and things like that with Josh Norman. Number two, they did focus on the special teams, and that was a weakness last year. So I was partially upset because I wanted to see them fortify around Trey, and in some ways they were doing that. So by improving their abysmal special teams, they have improved that part of the team. Okay, so that's good. Yeah. Ray McCloud is a dog. He is a mini Debo. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan as well. I follow the Steelers. He can play, but here's the difference. The difference between him at Pittsburgh and the difference between him here is that he's a versatile player and he has Kyle Shanahan. That's different. Kyle Shanahan, his offense is crazy. It is bonkers. So it's very difficult to play defensively. Number two, this kind of goes into whoever somebody else's get. I don't care who picks up who. I don't care where Wagner goes. I don't care. And this is why. He's not playing Jimmy G no more. If he plays Jimmy G, yeah, Wagner's an asset. But guess what? Defenses have to play Trey differently. They have to expand the field left to right, sideline to sideline, because he can throw the ball all over the place, plus he can run. So that key factor of special teams getting better, the secondary getting better, believe it or not, offense could be getting better because from what I hear, McGlinchey's been playing with a strain quad for the last couple of years. My understanding is that he's fixed, and he's been working out pain free, and he's very happy about it. So my understanding that we could very well see the very best Michael McGlinchey in the last couple of years.
I'm glad you brought that news to the table because I had you said McGlinchey's been aching for a couple of seasons, and he didn't say anything. He lost weight probably for that reason too.
He was trying to manage it without surgery, which is what you want to do. Yeah, exactly. But see, that's what Jimmy did, and people are hating Jimmy for his thumb. And I want to say one more important thing too about this whole ligament thumb thing. That was real, folks. Okay, Drew Brees played almost an entire season with that same injury, and Matt Stafford also did. So that is a real injury, and it sucks and it hurts, but football players play hurt. Yeah. So, and that's what Jimmy did, and we should be thankful. Don't get me wrong, it didn't look very pretty. And yes, I wanted to drop Jimmy G in his balls a couple of times, but the reality is that he needs to be protected. He has to have pass protection. Yeah. And we're terrible at pass pro. Hopefully, this team will improve.
Hopefully, we do that. That pass protection, it still needs to be there, especially this year for Trey. I don't want him having to make split-second decisions because he knows that line's going to break down. Because all he's going to do is take off, and that's going to end up with an injury. So he needs that offensive line's got to do its job at least to a certain level.
And Aaron Banks in college, out of 986 dropbacks, only gave up 2 sacks.
See that's good.
He's a good pass protector. He's a big bully.
And I understand he's a great run blocker too. So
yeah, so he should step in that role okay. So I'm not worried about that.
The only thing I'm concerned about with him and everybody on the offensive line is there another Laken Tomlinson, not only in the NFL, but on the planet. Laken, out of all those years, offensive linemen always end up getting hurt somehow, sometime soon. Not soon, but sooner or later. Laken didn't, other than his shoes.
Laken, but Laken was a seasoned pro, though. Once you learn how to take care of your body and how to work out and how to recover, as a 30-year-old athlete, those are special skills that you learn over time.
He
Most of
did a
these
good
young
job.
players don't know that. However, if you're sitting right next to, the greatest left tackle in the game, and you're sitting next to a former All-Pro center, there's a lot of things that kid has learned last year that hopefully sunk in, and he's picked them up, and he's improved his game. So that's something we have to hope for. Number two,
fam,
Jalen Moore, hopefully he gets through it. So,
you know what, fam? We're out of time. I'm gonna tell you what.
What?
I always say to bookmark, but you always start with fresh new stuff that has like 30 minutes left to go. but Bob, we gotta go, fam. I can't wait to see you. Let me look at
All right.
Sunday. All right.
Yes. All right. Hey, make sure you guys, Will Smith, smack that like button. Shout out to Ronbo Sports, TNT, and production. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, Bob. Boy, I tell you,
All right.
poor Will. Will's gonna become a meme for the next 5 years. He resigned from the academy.
He just Will Smith.
He did. Oh no, he did. I'm fooling around there, and you gonna get Will Smith. I can see it already coming up next. Like Bob.
All right, man.
Wow, Dion.
Hold on, brother.
Dion, I haven't seen that name flash up on the screen in forever. Because you resigned last year, and you were serious. Dion left the game. I said, Dion's not playing. Oh, D, good to hear from you. Come on in, man. You know what? While you're here, give us something about this offseason so far and how you feel about it. And Bobby Wagner and hanging out in L.A. now, on the Sunset Strip and carrying on late night parties. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm happy that Russell Wilson left, but, Bobby Wagner still being in the division.
I know, right?
That's only going to matter. That's only going to matter if Jimmy is still here, which, for God's sakes, let's hope that he's not. I saw that I saw somebody go on video with you not too long ago, and they were trying to get you onto their show. And I know I know you're a staunch Jimmy supporter there, but I can tell you this, Ronbo, all signs are pointing to him being gone, man. He should have been gone this off season. And the worst part about it,
shout out at you, Smitty.
Yeah. The worst part about it is, man, he screwed us. And you got to admit that, Ronbo. This shoulder surgery screwed us, man. We were trying to get him out of here this offseason. Then we have no offers for him. Why? Because he come up with a shoulder surgery. So he screwed us and he screwed himself, honestly. Because what happens is we can't get him off the books unless we give him $7.5 million. Nobody wants to pay that. And then on top of that, he winds up basically not having a job. Because the last team left to look for a quarterback is Carolina. They may just find one in the draft. So
I heard they were looking at some kid yesterday, actually. Yeah.
So I mean, there's no real home for him anywhere. And I know a lot of people like the way that he's there, and they like this leader stuff and all this. Here's my thing: I take into account that every time I watch a game and he's the quarterback, I know there's going to be an interception or something's going to get screwed up. And it always comes at the worst times. And I also take into account that the guy just can't get over the hump, and he's worthless in the playoffs. He wrote our defense, our special teams, and our run game throughout both of our playoff runs. And at the time we needed him to be, to be a star, to be the guy, he couldn't do it. So for me, goodbye, good riddance. If he is the quarterback this year, I'm out. I love my team. I will always support them from afar, but I am not watching 49er football with that dude as the quarterback. Trey Lance is here. Trey Lance is now, and he's ready. He's going to be taking every snap this offseason. He's going to be there for OTAs, and he's going to be there for training camp. If you bring Jimmy Garoppolo back into this locker room and you wind up in a situation where you have both of them there, you're going to divide the locker room, and that's not good for anyone. That's the main issue. You cannot have that type of a divide in the locker room. You're going to have people going, well, Jimmy's here, just put him back in, let's run it back. And you're going to have people like Brandon Ayuk going, I don't want him throwing me the ball because he don't throw me the ball as it is. So you can't, as Shanahan and Lynch, they've handled this horribly, really, really bad. And if they would have been smarter about it, then we wouldn't have had this issue. You give up all that draft capital for Trey Lance, you might as well start him. We still went 10-7. Jimmy still got injured. So my thing is, while everybody shoots on Trey Lance and tries to, oh, he's not ready, he's not this, he's not that. If he didn't win us that Houston game, we're not in the playoffs. Trey Lance threw the first touchdown of the season, but, you know, Kyle decided to listen to the players. Oh, don't take Jimmy out. It messes with his leadership. Jimmy might be a good person to them. They might like him. But I can tell you right now, as far as this team, he screwed us, and that was the final straw. The biggest issue is you need him to get out of town. Don't bring him into training camp. Don't allow him in the building. The only thing you need to do is let him pass a physical, trade him or cut him, and get that money. We got to pay Deebo Samuel. Devontae Adams got paid. So did Tyreek Hill. You think Deebo's not thinking about that with a brand new baby in the house? He for damn sure is. And if he goes out and balls out and plays anywhere near what he did this past year, we're going to have to load up and drop a Brinks truck at his front door. And we're not going to be able to do that being handicapped by a quarterback who can't get it done in the playoffs. So what do you think? Because I'm thinking along the lines of Debo, Nick Bosa. These guys got to get paid. And that $26-27 million is definitely going to help.
What I see with the 49ers, if they want you, you're not going anywhere. So I'm pretty sure, and he already talked about how they got the money measured. I don't see them stressing about Jimmy. I figured whatever they got in mind, it's under control. They're not going to let Debo leave or Nick. So I don't know. I figure if they needed Jimmy money, I think they'd cut him immediately. Otherwise, I think they got it all figured out. I didn't even think they had any money to sign anybody that they have signed, honestly, because I thought they were over the cap already. And somehow they've always got it.
Yeah, but they reworked contracts and move money around. So all you're doing is pushing money further down the line, so people's contracts balloon on the back end, and that starts to handicap us. That's the unfortunate issue. You don't restructure D Ford. You cut D Ford. You know why? Because he's never on the damn field. He's a waste of space.
Honestly, whatever deal they give Debo the cap hit doesn't hit until next year. It's just like what if you look at Mahomes over when they signed him for that $1 billion deal. His cap hit. These things you can kick cans down the road when you're doing that. From my understanding.
But the thing is, you don't want to do that because you wind up in cap hell when you keep kicking it down the road. And that's why I'm saying, if you give Debo money now, you save yourself money in the end, because that's what I was saying. If he balls out,
you give him the contract now, and you give him a lot of money up front, and let that to be the end of that. So, there are ways to get around it. If, Jimmy G were a problem, I'm sure they'd get rid of him immediately. It's not, I can't imagine him, because a lot of people always sit back and say, it's Jimmy's fault we can't do this, it's Jimmy's fault we can't do that. I think the 49ers hit the objectives that they had in mind. I don't really believe that Jimmy was a harness for what they wanted to do, because they're already frugal like this, no matter how much money.
If you listen to Shanahan and what he said basically, long story short, he said basically having him on the team did handicap us from doing a lot of things we would have liked to do in free agency. Because I can tell you this, we wound up basically getting, nobody in free agency. I like Charvarius Ward, but I can guarantee you didn't hear his name last year.
Well,
nobody knew who this dude was.
But I also know they hate overpaying. Now, if you would have went and got Justin or Jackson and some of these other guys, I don't think the 49ers are willing to play that kind of salary. They really believe in what they do in the draft. We'll see what happens going forward. I don't think Jimmy's going to be there, though, because like you're saying, there was going to be a problem. If Jimmy's in camp, if Jimmy were going to be on the team as we go into the season, yeah, there's going to be a problem because honestly, I know you love Trey and you think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to come along. He's not going to be able to beat Jimmy out. Not yet. It may be
He
along
will.
somewhere soon.
I get Ronbo. I could bet you every follower you have, he would smash Jimmy.
I just say that
because he doesn't. Jimmy doesn't have it. The only reason they didn't let Trey Lance play this past year, strictly is based on the fact that Shanahan wasn't comfortable with providing a new playbook for him. Trey will smash Jimmy in an open competition for the quarterback spot.
Well,
the main issue is the people in the locker room are going to be the decision maker.
But
that's going to be the problem.
Get ready, though. Brace yourself, because as much as you believe in him, he's not going to be razor sharp in the first year. It takes time to get sharp.
I'm not expecting him to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination.
That's what I'm saying, because one thing about Jimmy, the offense does work with him. He makes mistakes. Yeah, he does. But the offense continues to roll, and they get things done. Trey's going to have to come in and learn a complex system that it takes other quarterbacks a long time to really get down. So it's going to be a year where, fortunately for Trey, he's got a good coach. But he's not going to – I don't know.
It'll be a year of ups and downs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The expectations for Trey are a little lofty from what I can hear.
No, yeah. I am not of that mindset.
Yeah.
No, not by any stretch. I'm not going to say that he's going to come out and just be perfect.
That's the reason
that is not the case. No.
That's why I said if Jimmy were to start and play this year, if he stayed healthy, the 49ers are going to the playoffs. But how well they do in the playoffs is the problem most people have. You know what? Let's revisit this on Sunday because we're going to go way over time already. Good to hear you back.
All right, man. Hey, yes, sir. Have a good evening, man. And just remember, man, this is Trey's year. And we can go right back to the playoffs with him. Don't worry about that, man. You got to let go of Jimmy. He's no longer.
No, I just
he's out of the door.
2 out of 3 years and getting right at the Super Bowl door. But Trey, maybe I hopefully can do it. All right, I'm gonna see you Sunday if you got some time for us. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Hey, Rome. Rome. All right, come back to Rome. Rome, is he there? Rome?
Do you hear me now?
Rome. I should have known. Every now and then we have people trying to get the sound. Rome, I can hear you now clearly.
Great.
In fact, sound is awesome. Rome, go ahead, fam. I mean, we're looking at what the 49ers have done so far in the preseason before we go into the draft. And then we could be this way, Rome. You know what we do is we're not happy with the draft normally until after, and we never give the draft a chance. We just look at players from what we think at face value and decide whether he's good or not. So you can't really judge the draft, but you can judge the preseason because you know the players you're getting. But like we just talked about, we don't know if they're going to adapt and come in and kick ass on our team yet. But they look good as far as good ball players. But Rome, what are your take on the players that brought in so far?
First off, I'd like to address an article about Kyle Shanahan feeling that the NFL has it backwards and that the preseason or the draft should come first and free agency should come second. I agree with that simply because
2 years ago.
It just makes more sense. You go ahead, you draft the players you want, you fill the holes, then you go out and you pay for what you need. Because as he says in the article, free agency is all about overpaying anyway.
Yeah.
So fill your spots with the draft, then pay for what you need that you don't get out of the draft.
I'm glad you brought that up because there are those who think that because Jimmy was on the roster that they didn't do a lot of things they wanted to do in the draft. They never do. Even before Kyle came with that philosophy, the 49ers rarely go out and spend big bucks on free agents. This is historical, traditional.
Another thing that our fans fail to realize is every team has their MO. The 49ers MO is not to pay outrageous. Yeah, some of the free agency pickups have not worked out, but a lot of them have. So what do you do in that situation? It's a crapshoot anyway.
Always.
We're never satisfied. Even myself sometimes. I have players that I want them to take. They never take. They go to other teams. They become superstars. I get pissed. What do you do?
Yeah.
Now,
You sit
getting
back
back
and say
to
what the
what you
49ers
asked
should
me,
have done. Yeah.
yeah, I think that how should I say it? Lakin was an Iron Man, so hopefully the guy they bring over is going to be okay because he was a left tackle in college. So Aaron Banks,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. Players say, well, why didn't he play last year? Well, he hurt his shoulder in training camp.
Yeah, well, I
So if
remember
you
that.
got an Iron Man,
Early
yeah,
on. That's right.
you got an Iron Man at left tackle who never misses games. Rest the rookie. Don't risk future or further injury. Lakin's going to be there.
And they
Now you get
anticipated
over to
Lakin.
some.
But you know what? I think they did anticipate Lakin going out for a big payday, and they got it right.
Of course they did. I mean, they're not stupid. A lot of people, when they look at the NFL, it's not Madden. I said this the last time I called it. It's not Madden.
Papa Dragon's applauding as you speak.
Like the caller who called in, not to disrespect the brother because he made some valid points, but Jimmy is not the only player who has had to play with that thumb injury. Like the man said, Drew Brees played with it. Who else? Matt Stafford played with that. Players fail to realize, fans fail to realize they have this thing called the needle, and they tape you up.
Yeah.
I've been in the locker rooms. They tape you up. Then you go into the room, and the doctor gives you the needle. And then at halftime, when you can't bear the pain, they give you the needle.
Again.
That's how it is in the NFL.
This goes all the way back to college. The cortisone was, I don't know if they probably got an updated version by now, but man, they've got ways to make it possible for you to go out there and endure the pain.
Yeah.
But
That's what they
dangerous. Do. God, it's dangerous.
Yeah. But, they play Jimmy for a reason. I'm not a Jimmy hater. I'm not a Jimmy supporter beyond the fact that he wears the red and gold. I root for him to do well. The fact is, they figured, play Jimmy. He'll take us as far as he can. Hopefully he comes back and he plays well enough is where we can get enough money for him. We'll go to the playoffs and then we can trade him. The problem was Jimmy tried to rehab. Now, some people are going to say he effed us on purpose because he didn't want to do this or that and the other thing. Some people will say, well, he didn't know. They tried to rehab naturally. It didn't work. They had to go with the surgery. Unfortunate for the Niners. They can't get rid of him. It is what it is. Hopefully he's not on the team.
Because to be able to calculate, okay, I'm going to time this just right so they can't trade me. I can't imagine him doing that on purpose. Jimmy doesn't want to be dice where he's not wanted. Why would I want to stay here? If they don't want me, I'm ready to go. So, yeah, I don't believe that he did that on purpose. Some people do, though.
And in the draft, as far as the draft's concerned, Niners always do crazy things in the draft. It wouldn't surprise me if they moved back into the first round. It wouldn't be surprising me if they trade down.
It'll be the most wonderful surprise of the year. No first round pick bothers me. God. If we go to
it doesn't bother me.
Or next year, oh my God.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me because, it is what it is. What can we do? They're either going to trade up. Everybody has their board, whether you're a pro at doing this or whether you're one of these people that sits at home and you're an armchair manager or quarterback or GM or whatever the case may be, a coach. You sit back, you make your board, and you go into the draft. Who knows? Nobody knows how the draft's going to fall. It never falls exactly as people think it's going to fall anyway. Yeah. So what do? You prepare for various scenarios. That's how it is.
And the 49ers are good for that. They've always got 1, 2, 3 phases. If we don't do this, we'll do this.
Of course.
Because you look around the first round picks and look at the first top 5 picks in every round between last year and 2017, as far back as you can remember, how many started as studs and continue to be studs? First round is scary. You know what? I tell you something, Rome. If I could start picking, the 49ers are so good at late round picks. If they could start like at pick 15, 16, or 17, I think they do better work. Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas are the worst examples of what happened.
Nobody knew Reuben was a knucklehead.
Jason. Javon is going to be hopefully going to be okay. The best pick they've had since Kyle's been there is probably Nick Bosa, and Brandon Ayuk is coming along. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of Who else?
Speaking of Brandon Ayuk, I think he's going to be the man this season coming up. Simply because, as he stated, Trey Lance was the only quarterback on the team that was willing to stay after practice all season long and work with him. Who's working out this season, off season? Trey Lance and Brandon Ayuk. So they had a chemistry last year. They're going to have one even more. Jimmy used to kill me. Jimmy would not, and I love like I said, if you quarterback for the Niners, I love you. Even when you make mistakes, I holler and scream at the TV, and then I have to root for you because you wear the colors. There's times when Brandon Ayuk was so wide open, it was ridiculous. And either Jimmy wouldn't throw him the ball, didn't see him. Jimmy used to be a linebacker. And my biggest problem with Jimmy is that tough guy mentality in the NFL will get you killed. It makes you do stupid things. He needed to be more like his mentor, Tom Brady. Just lay down like a little you-know-what sometimes and live to fight another day.
And a board. You know, Jimmy, sometimes, and I'm a huge Jimmy fan, he would stand there thinking he's still going to make a play. I said, Jimmy, it's over. It's over. Get rid of God damn it. And I'm sitting there getting so bad, you know, because he still thinks he's going to make a play.
And not go down.
Or threading the needle, and people kill me calling him a checked out. I wish he'd be more of a checked out bastard. Jimmy's got a 6-inch window, and he's going to try to thread that damn needle.
Yeah. He's not a checked down artist. If anything, he's to try to make it. Jimmy tries to make things happen when there's no need to.
There.
Go down. You got a guy on your back. You got a guy on your arm. You got a guy pulling your leg down. You still fighting.
And then here comes the ball standing next to his receiver, and he's going to pump that ball between them. It's not going to happen, Jimmy. And then I heard what he said. Jimmy says, well, you know, if you don't take chances, you're never going to know. You're never going to be or something. I said, Jimmy, you know, okay. But you know what? I like your accuracy most of the time. But there are times you make some judgments that are questionable. Maybe the ones, you know what? Some of the spectacular plays he made may have been one of those plays that should have been picked off. But our guys made a good catch or something. But, yeah, Jimmy's a little too much of a daredevil. He's got too much. He's kind of cocky in his confidence sometimes, which got him in a lot of trouble. But, you know, we'll see what happens to him next. Because
I'm looking forward to the season. You know, I'm looking forward big time. I'm looking forward to the battle. I don't think there's going to be a quarterback controversy.
No, Jimmy's leaving.
Jimmy's going to get healthy. They're going to trade his ass. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody always gets hurt.
And also, you don't want that kind of distraction. I need, if Trey's going to come in, it's going to take a while for him to get up to speed anyway. Let's get him going. Let's get started. Let's see where this is going to go. All right? Because, we got a good team now. This is a Super Bowl team, provided that they can keep moving in the direction they are. It takes time. You know, we got to be patient. We're not going to get, you get to where we got and you don't get the Super Bowl and people get mad. I look at other quarterbacks around the league. There's many. One of the best of all time. Aaron Rodgers has been trying to get back to that Super Bowl for 11 years. It's just not a piece of cake like a lot of people think. And that's why I would say, you know what,
Well, he's a head case, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of head cases. Look at Drew Brees. I mean, it's just happened. Drew Brees got abused how many times in the last few years before he left? It's going to happen, you know? So, anyway, Rome, I'm going to tell you what, fun talking to you, family. Let me, I'll be back Sunday looking for you if you got time.
Yeah, hopefully I can get a nap in and stay up. You know where I'm at. I'm on the other side.
Right.
I'm 10 hours. I'm in Helsinki, so.
That's right. So, but you got a phone number here in America, so you don't have to worry about that toll cost. So because I was trying to tell you last time, remember you filled me in on that. So you're cool. All right.
No, I kept my San Francisco number. I have to represent some kind of way. So
good, bro. Appreciate you, fam. I'll talk to you later then.
All right, Ronbo. You take care of yourself, man. Be safe.
Thanks, fam.
All right. Bye-bye. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, fam. Night. And let us go check out Fly Guy. Fly Guy. This is the right guy for this subject, too, because Fly Guy, I know he does not appreciate a thing about what Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch did. Maybe he did. Hey, Fly Guy, come on in, fam.
You can hear me?
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here.
Fly Guy, tonight's subject matter is we're adding our grades for the 49ers preseason activities so far. Fly Guy, your opinion. And also, we talked about pretty much Bobby Wagner being on the team in L.A. We kind of talk about that without somebody else. But give me your feeling on the preseason so far with the 49ers, as far as Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's work.
Yeah, and I don't think we got better. In some position, we did, because Kyle said the reason he got Ward is because he played a lot of bump and run and one man.
Yeah, he likes that.
I was for that. I was
And
for
is
that. Like,
not intimidated by any wide receiver, right? He plays his
yeah,
game the same
I
all
was
the time.
for that. If that's what they see in him, I'm for it. But okay, we improving that position, but Kyle and John need to stop it. Stop lying in the interviews and all the GMs like in their living room watching TV, and when they see John and Kyle interviews, they just want to laughing like like they don't believe you. Like, stop lying. Don't be like, Jimmy G is so good of a player that we gonna. But if he's so good, why you want to trade him, Kyle? Like, come on, stop lying. Did Kyle and John have any math course in high school? Like, you had to lose 27 than to save 20. Like, come on, cut the guy. Don't cut him yet, but stop talking. After the draft, if you can't trade him, cut him. Jimmy G's not gonna come back and play for you the same way anyway because this is not his team. He don't care about the team no more. Come on, man. You know what I'm trying to say, Ronbo?
But he likes the guys. I don't know if he likes the organization, but he likes the guys.
Nah, but listen, if you have a bunch of guys around you and the head of the company want to get rid of you, the motivation is not the same no more. Come on,
Yeah, that's true.
You know it.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, actually, him being
playing
polite
with
as he
the
was really bizarre.
Stop playing with Jimmy. After his shoulder get better, if we can't get anything from him, just cut the man. Let him keep the 7 because D4 been on the bench for years and making more than that. You feel me? Yeah. It's not about the money, but let's save the 20. Cut the Jimmy. Stop lying to Jimmy. He's gonna come back. Jimmy know he's not gonna come back. That's why I don't understand. Like all this lying. Oh, and we see where Jimmy can come back. Yeah, we're gonna have a backup for $27 million. What sense would that make?
None. That's why, and for a lot of reasons, he needs to go because his team can't be separated like that. I mean, if Jimmy stays on the team's gonna roll with Jimmy. If he stays, that's gonna cause a problem. Trey needs his time to get on the field, get started, and let's see what he's got. And Jimmy can go to another team where he's appreciated more. Anyway, it is time to make that break for sure.
If I was a player, Ronbo, I would not come back and play the same no more. It's like I don't want to be here no more. I'm just like Chris Rock, Will Smith slap you on stage. You're not gonna do another comedy show and feel the same ever again. You feel me? Every joke you make, you might.
Well, you know what? He handled that really well, though. He made comedy out of that whole situation. The dude's a pro.
But listen to what I'm trying to say. Is he's not going to be the same no more. Every joke you make now, you're going to be looking, is somebody going to come again?
No.
Because it's in your mind now. Same thing with Jimmy. Like,
you know what? It should have been. But if that was true, though, Fly Guy, he should have had that on his mind last year, right? He's like, I don't know if he ever went through what he's going through now before, but he handled that last year, and the fans have been going after Jimmy since 2018 with Venom. Pretty much he ignores that, and he keeps going.
But last year, when they went and got Trey Lance, it wasn't as bad because Jimmy okay, I need to compete now. It was a chance for him to compete with Lance, and he was willing to compete. But after he got so far in the championship, and you still trying to trade the guy, he feel like, you know what, nothing I'm doing is good enough. So it's like, I'm gonna let. And he like Trey Lance. He probably feel like, you know what, I'm gonna step aside. I would never want to play for 49ers again if I was Jimmy G, because I'm not one.
You know what? And I wonder. I really would like to know what he really thinks because he doesn't expose in his real feelings. It doesn't seem. He's got that big grin on his face. He's going on and on. We were down. Hey, Flagger, when you look at the fact that we were down 3-5, our record was 3-5. He kept right on moving. The team stayed together. They stayed tight. And they made it all the way from the wild card to the NFC Championship. I got to respect that. A lot of people don't.
Yeah,
wait, I'm just saying, though. His mind is like so far removed from criticism. Here's a guy that he doesn't care. He doesn't care. That's going to go well for him. So, I mean, if he came back this year, I'm sure he'd play hard.
Yeah, I can. Nah. It's not gonna happen. Remember your last year, right?
He shouldn't. But I'm saying if he did, I'm pretty sure he'd still play hard. And if he got beat out or something, it's another story. But, I mean, if he came back this year and he was installed as a starter, he'd play hard. He's not going to let George Kittle and those guys. Those guys are close. They've been through hell and back, and that's why they're so close now. So if Jimmy came out there and wimped on them, they'd be pissed, and he knows it.
The reason I'm saying that, I don't think he's gonna come. I mean, I don't think he's coming back because think about it. If you're trying to trade a guy and you're not getting anything for him, and you don't want him, you want Lynch to start. But of course, you're gonna say we're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep him to.
If you talk about Lynch and Shanahan talking, I have no idea what's going on with that. We're gonna find out though. Like I'm gonna run out of time though. We're gonna run over time. I'll be back Sunday and we can continue. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, man. Have a great night. Let's go. Eric, is that area code 843? 843, hello. Local Rogue, man, you got a thing about butts, huh? I guess that's something you enjoy talking about and doing, huh? Hey, 843. Oh, Emilio.
¿Qué pasa, Ronbo?
Hey, same old ese. You know, Emilio, you're the guy I want to ask, boy, I tell you, because I know you got plenty to say about this preseason so far. Actually, I think you've been saying things about it all the time anyway.
Well,
did we get better?
It's looking like Jimmy's not finna be the starter. Yeah, no. I know we did. We needed improvement in our corners. I mean, besides the ones we already had. And like I was listening to Dion. Yeah, I agree a lot with Dion. Dion, sometimes that's how I feel. I'm like, you kind of let it go. You look at it. It's just Jimmy had his limit. You know, we all see his limit. He's not finna get no better than what he is. And even though you can say Shanahan maybe put a crutch on him, he's not finna get no better. We can see what he is. You know, you also got to look about when we had. You know, I mean, it's a different scenario when it looks to Joe and Steve. You know, Joe was an amazing quarterback, and you brought in Steve Young, and people didn't like Steve Young. Then you look at the whole argument when people had with Blaine Gabbert and Cap, and then you look at what we had with before that it was Kaepernick and Alex Smith. So you know, it's
always going to be something. Quarterbacks, it's always going to be something in San Francisco. Always. And Trey's going to if Trey doesn't go to the end of the Super Bowl this year, within the next 2 years, when these guys that are on the team, there's going to be another quarterback brought in, and the cycle just continues.
Like I said, I'm with Dion. I said we get to the playoffs with Trey, but it's going to be up to Trey how far we get. I don't see us not winning 10 or more games. I don't see us winning.
That's a good team.
You know, like I said, 10-7. I don't see us not winning 10 games. It'd be bad enough not to win games, and it's us or the Rams that is going to win the division. And if we can't win a division or come close, come in second place, something's wrong. Like I said, with the Cardinals, I don't know. It just depends what they go. They started off hot and then just went to straight hot garbage and poo-poo all of a sudden at the end of the season. I don't see that. I see that happening again with them. They get hot and all of a sudden they fall apart again.
Well, they did it 2 years in a row. No reason to expect anything different.
But yeah, so like I said, basket to me, I see it's between us and the Rams to win that division. So, you know. Trey brings another level of the team. You know, he can throw the ball. Like I said, the most recent battle we had was Cap and Alex, and the reason we went with Alex, with Cap is because Cap was able to make throws and Alex couldn't make. So it's starting to get to that point where it looks like, so far, what we've seen from Trey, that he can actually throw the ball deep, something that Jimmy couldn't do. So it all falls on Trey.
I think we put a lot of impetus on that. You know what? You need to make more than just deep throws to be a good quarterback in this NFL, especially
But
nowadays with secondaries learning to do what they do.
I get it, but look at a couple games. We kept saying that Brandon Ayuk was in the doghouse, but then all of a sudden when Trey gets in there, how was he in the doghouse and he's getting the ball to Brandon Ayuk? Jimmy could, for some reason, could get Ayuk the ball. I don't understand why, for whatever reason, he couldn't get the ball.
Do you remember the game?
But
the
every
Cardinals
time
game?
Ayuk was in there,
Not every time. Remember the game that Ayuk got the ball downfield and dropped it? We lost to Cardinals. I sometimes wonder. We all pay attention to every mistake.
We lost that game.
I'm just saying, he throws to Ayuk. Ayuk had a few good games. I don't understand why, for every mistake is amplified, and all the accomplishments are just looked over. Ayuk got plenty of throws, and he made plenty of plays. Every now and then there was one miss.
Yeah.
But I think we overemphasize every mistake. But that's where. And Jimmy does need to go. But it bothers me to sit and listen to the absolutely Jimmy's just trash quarterback and never made a good throw.
I'm not saying Jimmy's trash. I'm with you. I'm actually with you. I like Jimmy. He was helping us win. He got us to a Super Bowl after 5 years after the whole Harbaugh thing. So I'm with. I like Jimmy. We'll win with Jimmy. But it got to the point where, okay, we see your limit. You can't, he's done. You're not, we've seen you.
All right.
The past
and so
5 years you were with him, you capped your limit. That's it.
Right.
There's no more better and no,
That's it.
you're not, like I said,
I do wonder, though, as I say, when people say that, well, what happened to Aaron after 11 times? Has his limit been hit, too? Drew Brees?
Pretty much, because he won his Super Bowl, and then since then, he can't win playoffs. When he plays up in the playoffs, he sucks.
And everybody else.
Every time Aaron Rodgers plays us in the playoffs, he sucks. He's a hell of a quarterback in the season.
I know, but you know what? It's always the stars have to be aligned, right? Everybody has to be on their job. Jimmy's never lost a game by himself. People do think he did, but he didn't. Everything has to be right, and then everything will go right, and you'll win the Super Bowl. See, and so just switching the quarterback, we're going to need more than that for people who don't know. Hopefully that works, and hopefully everybody gets on the same page at the same time.
About it, the only thing that you got to think about is basically the same offense that Jimmy had last year. Ain't nothing different between the offense. The only thing that's changing is the offensive line, but it's the same offense that Trey is going to get that Jimmy has. So if Jimmy can't, like I said, you look at it, if Trey can't work with this, something's wrong. Like I said, you basically have the same receivers, the same running backs. So basically you're having the same weapons Jimmy had. So like I said, it's up to Trey. I said we get in the playoffs, but it's up to Trey how far we get.
He doesn't have a Raheem Mostert, though. Well, that makes anybody's job easier.
Jimmy didn't have Raheem Mostert all season.
No, I mean, he did 2019 when it was a cakewalk.
So, like I said, it's the same exact weapons that Jimmy had last year, he's going to have this year.
That's why he's under a lot of pressure, and I hope that, he doesn't think about that, just focus on what he's got to do. That's Kyle Shanahan's job.
But then you also got to look, the only other thing you got to look at, he was the only one that locked in more hours in the playbook than anybody else on that team. So that tells you something. More than Jimmy going through that playbook. So that tells
Jimmy's
you
been
something
doing that
too.
playbook for how many years? I don't know if he doesn't need to put in that many hours.
Okay.
He just got here. Anyway, all right. Let's we got to wrap it up, though. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to be back Sunday, and you can fuel up. Give me some more reasons why Jimmy sucks, and we're ready for it.
I didn't say Jimmy sucks. It's just Jimmy reached his limit. He's topped off.
Okay.
We've seen what Jimmy can do. That's my thing. I'm with you. He got us to a Super Bowl, got a Champions game, but he was it. He couldn't win this one. Same thing with Kaepernick. He got us there, but couldn't win.
Like you said, though, he's got the same team. The results hopefully will be the same and better. And if we're improving, well, I tell you what.
Well, I'm not
I'll be the biggest fan
I'm
in the
not
world.
looking for the same. I want more. I want to get a win. If he's our quarterback, we need a Super Bowl win. We've already lost 2 Super Bowls with 2 different quarterbacks. We need a win with Trey.
We cannot lose 3. That's the truth. You can't get there and not win. All right.
Like I said,
it's all
I gave Camp a chance. I gave Jimmy a chance. Now it's giving Trey a chance. So that's my whole thing.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna find
All right,
out.
you have a good night.
You too, Emilio. Ah,
All right.
all right, fam. And Victor says people
All right,
always
you
say,
have a good night.
all right, fam. Night. Victor says people always say Jimmy's not trash, but then argue why he's not good. Make your mind either he's good or not good. Simple. Victor, thanks for that contribution. Yeah, this is why when people step off on a hardcore shot and like Jimmy never did this and never did that, this is why I always say, it wasn't like every throw he made was bad. And there was a lot of great plays made with him. I don't know why we got to emphasize the mistakes so hardcore. And I understand there's no such thing as a good reason to lose. But when you look, I'm looking at him, he's hurt, and Trez says he wasn't, but I think he may have been. And also, your left tackle, premier left tackle, he's dragging his foot up and down the line of scrimmage. I got the right side, it's nothing but an open door. I don't know that sometimes we expect too much. I don't know that Trey would have been able to overcome those odds either. But he's going to get his shot. And then I will say to you, I apologize. You were right. Jimmy could not overcome those obstacles. Trey could. He's our guy. I'm ready to roll with him. So we're going to see. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, my God. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on the night. Show, get in there, man.
I think you're going to have a therapist on standby when these crybabies find out that Jimmy Garoppolo is actually staying. Because if they don't realize that George Kittle if they don't realize George Kittle restructuring his contract means that he's staying, then
that is
I don't know what's going to happen to them.
If Jimmy stays, all hell is going to break loose, though. My God, there's some people.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Oh my God. Oh.
That's why I said you're going to need a therapist right next to you, taking a week of sympathy calls for their little hurt feelings because their favorite quarterback that they didn't want in the draft to begin with isn't a starter.
Oh God! Because I wonder, but why Kyle? Why don't you just get rid of him? I have a feeling that they're worried about if we plan A, Jimmy might be plan B. We're going to start Trey, but if we go 0-5, we might have to pull the plug on the whole thing because they got him for one more year.
You know who Kyle's worried about?
What?
Why he hasn't gotten rid of Jimmy Garoppolo?
What?
Is his tight end.
You think it's George
Kittle?
I wonder how much George did complain. And you know that Kyle Juice complained. And I don't know, there's probably a few guys that had something to say. But Debo definitely complained. And we didn't complain hardcore as George would. But Debo, remember that day he was telling the people, one of those two guys. Anyway, Debo said, he takes a deep breath. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. And he went on to explain about Jimmy. There is a genuine love for Jimmy. That's why I've always been with the players, because I got the same kind of mentality as the players, But I'm sorry, go ahead.
But as far as free agency goes, I've learned over the years to lower my expectations going in it because I end up disappointed either way.
I know.
The results later on regarding the free agents that we've signed and we didn't get, and that we all agreed that we want. That's why I look forward to the draft because you don't know who you're going to get.
I know.
And
every year we go through
you can kind of tell what positions they're going to get by the holes they filled in free agency. But I think the draft is more fun than free agency, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we feel
don't have to get your feelings hurt because you get a draft, you have expectations, and you get your feelings hurt later, but not right away.
We feel our biggest need, and everyone was begging for this position for the longest time, and that was corner. And we didn't get J.C. Jackson because the Chargers had more money than us. And if you had a choice between L.A. and San Francisco, come on. You're going L.A.
That's all, yeah. San Francisco weather sucked. It's still a city of character, though, fam. LA is just a sprawl with a bunch of people saying, I just do this job because I'm waiting for my break. Okay. How long have you been here waiting for your break? But go ahead.
Yeah, but Javarius Ward is a nice pickup, and I feel that gives us more opportunity to pick the sexy picks in the draft this year because
Yeah.
I know they're not satisfied with the right side of the offensive line in the interior and the left side of the offensive line in the interior.
Yeah.
When we lost Lincoln Thomason, you know who our starting left guard is right now?
Yeah, it's Aaron.
No, it's not Aaron.
Who's on
the depth chart? It's not Aaron. It's not Aaron. It's not Aaron Banks on the depth chart. It's that Sutherland kid that we signed. It's that Sutherland kid that we signed from the Bengals.
Wait, whoa, show. They put out a depth chart already?
It's been they update it every time teams make roster moves and things like that. But
attention, I got to look at that.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't see that.
It's on ESPN. They update it every day or every time a team signs somebody or something like that. So, but yeah, it's the Sutherland kid that we signed from the Bengals that's currently our starting left guard. And I don't think they're going to go in running with Daniel Brunskill as our right guard going into this offseason. I think they're going to double dip in the draft at the guard position. And like I said earlier in my chat contribution, that I think they're going to double dip at receiver because we lost Richie James, we lost Trent Sherfield, we lost Travis Benjamin, and we lost Mohamed Sanu.
What round? Because McKivitz is still hanging around. What round are you going to pick up a guard? They wait too long. I think it's just going to be the leftovers.
I think we're going to pick up a guard with our second pick, the second round pick.
And River Craycraft.
Yeah, River Craycraft too. Thank you. Like he was a faster, anyways. But
I'm still arguing about that catch. That was a catch that they took away from him. Craycraft left already. Didn't he play with Mike over in Miami?
Yeah, he's with Miami right now.
Funny,
and Richie James is rooming up with Dante Pettis petting his cats in New York.
And they're both talking about the 49ers badly. Yeah, you know that team, man. Guys, they don't know how to appreciate good talent, man. Because I can't believe they cut you, Richie. I couldn't believe they let you go, Dante.
Oh my God,
that's pathetic. Talking to pathetic.
I am so glad those two clowns are gone. Oh my God,
Dante, man. I had so much expectation.
Dante Panties.
I know, right? God, he's such a disappointment. All that skill, and he still is a wimp. Damn it.
We passed on Christian Kirk for him. Can you believe that?
I know, right?
I cannot get over that.
Oh. Dang.
Who the Jaguars overpaid for, by the way, thanks to Trent Baalke.
Well, you know, Trent's going to do that. Show good stuff. I'll be looking for, we already had our
For
conversation.
sure.
You know, I'll be looking for your stuff. And I'll talk to you. Hopefully you got some time Sunday. We'll be looking for you then, too. All right?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Shout out to everyone. All right. Take care.
Thanks, Joe. Night. And I see Daniel Serrano. I said, looking good. Fair reminder to the faithful. Let's remember how excited we all were to have Jimmy G as our quarterback. Enjoy the process, guys. You're like, no. That's just why that's me. I can't hate on a guy that brought me up. I'm sitting out in the cold, shivering with my warm cup of somebody gave me. And they brought me in their house, and showed me the place, and I love it. And I'm staying here, and I'm living good. Jimmy came, and all of a sudden we became relevant for the last few years. I cannot hate him. I just can't do it. Niners are stocked with mid-round picks. Perfect position to draft the center guards of the future. Tony, you know what? And I bet you the 49ers are going to get it right this year with the offensive linemen. We'll see what happens. Adam Barney. Hey, Ronbo, can I please... Tom Rathman, Big Show. Tom Rathman. The Daniel Serrano. The plan is Jimmy starts with Trey Sprinkle. Daniel Serrano stirring the pot, rocking the boat. Don't do that, Daniel. They'll come after you. They think you're serious. Hey, Brian.
To all the teams in the NFC, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth.
Rams. Because the Hawks ain't saying nothing. And the Cardinals, where is Sean? He's the only one who does talk. Hey, you know what's so funny? Brian, I've never seen a Cardinal, maybe once or twice. Cardinal fans, they don't say that much. Rams, Raiders, Hawks. Boy, they got more to say.
I think the Cardinals I think the Cardinals and Seahawks, since they big wig, they heavy hitters been left. Like for the Cardinals, since J.J. Watt been left, they been on mute. And then they was wondering about what Kyler Murray gonna do. He went crazy for a minute. Then, of course, Seattle
and Chandler
where,
Jones. Hey, Chandler Jones left.
Chandler
Where's
Jones.
Chandler?
Who got Chandler Jones? Somebody.
He's with somebody
I
who's
know
got
the Rams.
What? Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh, Chandler Jones and that dude that had a drug problem. See, man, the AFC West got everything, man. It's going to be funny, fam. Meanwhile, you're right. The Cardinals are in deep trouble. I mean, they're in serious trouble.
Right. And it's a shame how they started off on fire, and then, like, the second half of the season, they just crashed and burned.
They did it the year before last, too. But this year they had more talent than, most teams. It was right up there with the Rams.
Yeah. Yeah. Picked up D-Hop. You remember they picked up D-Hop?
With him making that miracle catch, the photo shot. I mean, all you see is the hands in the end zone, just over the hands of the defender. A D-Hop catch.
Yeah.
Boy. J.J.
You need to start calling them the Peacocks. Seattle Peacocks. It rhymes.
But hey, Ronbo, this is what I'm saying. Like remember what I told you about last week about certain things that they are what they are. Here's the thing. Now Jimmy G has been with us for 5 years at least, right?
Mm.
Okay, I think his body work has it's spoken for itself. If nothing else, we learned two things. We learned he has an average arm, and he gets hurt.
We do know that, boy.
Yeah,
that hurt. Jimmy's gonna get hurt.
He's gonna get hurt, and he has an average arm. He's not gonna throw the ball deep. He's not a deep. He just don't have that elite arm that we used to custom seeing in 49er quarterbacks.
Mm.
What else more you want to see? It is what it is.
I do have an argument about that, the downfield throw. I do know that with our offensive line, I think the 49ers worked on that all the time. Now, it may change this year, but when you have an offensive line like the 49ers had, you've got to get rid of the ball quick in order to take that the pressure off that offensive line. Now, everybody thinks that Jimmy couldn't throw the ball downfield. I saw him do it several times. It could be done, but it's got to be done right with the 49ers offensive line as it was. There's not a lot of time. Now, with Trey, maybe can bounce out to the left or to the right, buy a little time for that receiver to get downfield. But if Jimmy sitting in that pocket would have waited for that receiver to get downfield, he would have been injured a little earlier than he was. It's not – there's things that a team is capable of doing that they'll do, and there's things they won't do because they can't do. Kyle thing is get rid of the ball as quickly as possible. I got playmakers out here. I drafted them for that reason. This is my design. This is what I want to do. Now, maybe that changes this year, and it better because Trey's not a really good midfield thrower. But he is good at getting that ball hot to the sides and outside the numbers. So maybe Kyle's going to have to work on that more. We're going to find out. But I got my feelings about that. We'll see.
So being that don't look like Jimmy G is going to be moved. So are we safe? Is it safe to assume that there will be a quarterback competition?
No, Jimmy's going to be moved. It's too much trouble for Jimmy to stay on that roster. But one thing, the roster's going to, the guys on the team, they've been with him too long. They get things done with him. They're going to want to keep him.
Yeah.
Trey's just coming in. He's going to be the guy that's going to get a certain amount of love because he's on the team, but not enough to overtake Jimmy's. They love the hell out of him. And the locker room's going to follow him. I mean, you got Trent Williams on his last few years. He's going to want to see if Jimmy can hang out. George has already spoken. Yeah. Debo has spoken. You got Juice Texman's talking about it for years. Jimmy's just loved by the guys in the locker room because they've been through it and they've been big places with him. Unacceptable for the fans, but the players, they're going to continue to support him. So he's got to go so we can get on with it and get to Trey.
Yeah. Well, I see the Rams. They picked I see the Rams picked up Bobby Wagner, so I'm thinking like, well,
it's the Rams don't have their money. Everybody, some guy came out on Twitter when I said that. Well, you guys should really drop this guy. Whitworth's gone. This guy. They lost 8 players, and of course they got the money.
Yeah.
Hell, they was over with those guys. So I just went up with the
Right,
Rams.
exactly.
You know.
I think they were paying some of them guys on their offshore accounts or something. That's what I figured. But I think so. But I know it. I know that people like Chase, Mr. Chase, or the guy from the 49, the other little thing. They was linking us to Bobby Wagner. Remember when I said a while back, and say every time Chase, every time somebody comes get free agent, sign him. 49ers should sign him.
They quoted Bobby. Bobby said, "Yeah, I'd like to play with Fred Warner." Right away.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get him.
But that wouldn't have. But that wouldn't have worked. I don't know if that wouldn't have worked or not. I mean, somebody would have to sit down. I mean, who do you sit?
Or you got to get rid of somebody. You don't keep Alshon.
You got to get rid of somebody.
Yeah, you don't keep Alshon and Dre. Fennick and Foles could be that other guy, but one of them's got to go. And which one's got the biggest trade value?
Yeah.
Which one would you trade between Foles, not Foles, but Alshon and Dre?
Ooh.
Yeah, see?
I don't know, Ronbo.
That's why the 49ers said forget it.
And then Ronbo also, and also Ronbo came but one where the little green dot, where the green hat, they let a little green dot so they can get the communication.
Yeah, you know what the thing is also.
Came but one, either Fred, who gets it, Fred or Bobby.
I see Fred's been running the team for how long? I'm gonna let Bobby come in here and run my team all of a sudden? No.
Right. Yeah.
Fred knows what he's doing.
Right. I was saying, you can't have but one.
That's like too many alpha dogs. That's why Dre, good run and catch guy, chasing catch, and Alshon showed he's just, Alshon's bad. Who knew he was that bad? Of course, they didn't know because we got hurt coming out of college and his draft stock fell. But, we got a tandem. That's a good trio.
Yeah. But at this point, Ronbo, I would say watch us in the draft. I think we're gonna make with the extra picks that we picked up. I think the 49ers gonna
back in the first round.
I think they're gonna make some moves.
All right.
They've been kind of quiet during free agency, but I think the draft, watch out for them. They might, and like the other caller said, they might try to get up in that late first round.
Wouldn't that be great? I don't know what they'd be looking at, but boy, I want me a speed receiver this year. I love Ayuk and Debo, but they don't scare defensive secondary men. People think they can run with Ayuk and Debo. I want somebody that everybody backs up. Back up, back it up. That fool will be biased in a heartbeat. Just back the hell up. I want that so badly.
Is Kwasi Tark, is he gone?
Not yet. He's hanging in limbo. Brian, he hasn't been signed. I wonder why they're taking so long. We're going to find out soon, though. Anyway, Brian, we got to go.
Maybe nobody wanted Ronbo.
Maybe
nobody wanted Ronbo.
I know Klosky dropping that ball in MCCG might have hurt his.
He might be on his way back on the mercy pick.
We'll see.
We get you one more deal. Get you a year deal.
I know you can't judge him on that one play. He made a great play against Green Bay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, fam. Tell you what,
but Ronbo, shout out to you, man. Shout out to the faithful, and shout out to production. The law is out.
Thanks, Brian. Yes, he rides off. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. Holla.
All right, fam. Holla. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, Ronbo.
Bethel. Well, Bethel, I know you're satisfied with all the changes the 49ers have made so far, unless you're not. Bethel, what are you giving for the 49ers preseason movement? Did you like it? Are you as excited about what we did at Shanahan or not? And also the Bobby Wagner
they have
deal.
the good moments and they have the bad moments, but the Wagner does not worry me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does it. Because, they just want somebody that knows, the players that are in every team.
NFC West, that's true. It's not just the 49ers. But you know what? It is maybe, though, because, Bethel, the Cardinals, I think they're not going to be major players this year. And you already know the Hawks are turned up to boo-boo. So it is just us, actually, in the NFC West.
Yeah, and remember, if I remember right, the Steelers went 11-0 also, and towards the end, they end up choking, and they end up getting out of the playoffs. The same thing as the Cardinals. So it's it's all the time. It's not it's not where you're at. It's when you get hot.
Peaking,
and
they peaked early. They peaked around week 6, 7. When did they lose their first game?
They lost their first game when they played the Bengals, and they lost to the Bengals. It was the 11th game, or it was the 12th game.
Yeah,
they went 11-0. Yeah, and the Bengals were not that good that year, I think. Yeah, at that time. So, and another thing, I was watching, they were doing some videos of Trey's when he was playing, and actually Jimmy did the same thing, and the same plays, and so they both did the same plays, and they both there are some that they both executed right, and there's some that they both kind of didn't do good. But there was a play where Dre actually did a play that Jimmy did. The only difference is that Trey got out of the pocket and ran for a first down. Jimmy didn't do that. Jimmy got sacked and did the same play. So that tells you that that's the reason why they're going with Trey, because they gave Trey some plays that Jimmy does, and they gave Jimmy some plays that Trey doesn't see, how they both play out. And they've seen it throughout the whole thing when they had Trey in there and when they had Jimmy out there. So, and if you see stuff like that out of a rookie doing plays that Jimmy does, but he does a little bit better, that's why they want to roll with Trey, and that's why they want to stick with Trey for the same reason. Because if Jimmy could do this, if he could do the same thing that Jimmy could do, just a little bit better,
and cost less money,
you want to stick. Yeah, lost less money. They had a good plan going on. The only thing that messed them up was the injury, and that they had to do the surgery. Because if I remember right, they were going to do surgery on the thumb, but he ended up looking good on the thumb, but then the other place he got injured and had to do surgery.
Well, that was a ridiculous thing. He was trying to protect his hand and got slammed down on his shoulder. Jimmy's a magnet, though. And I have to admit it now, he is going to get hurt. If Jimmy ever goes healthy from game 1 to game 17 at this point, now that he's finally gotten pretty good, it's going to be interesting to see. We won't see it. He is leaving. I'm pretty sure of that, though.
Remember, Jet. When I was watching him with Kansas City, he was doing really good. He wasn't injured. He was playing through all the games, and I'm all like, why could he do that with them, but he couldn't do that with us? He does that with another team, but he couldn't do that with us.
It takes a while to get over that injury. He had with him, he depends on his speed, and he ripped his leg up. He came back, but he wasn't the same guy. He had a couple of good runs for us that year, but he wasn't quite fully the Jet yet. And so that's why when you saw him in Kansas City, he looked good. He's feeling great now.
Yeah, and that's the issue a lot of the times where there's players in our side that they're healing and we let them heal, but we let them go when they're good, and then they're all shining in other teams. Or they do good with us, and then when they're in another team, they do bad.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, give us some examples of that. I'm chatting. Who left here looking good? Oh, Hyder looked great, and he went over to play with the Hawks, and all of a sudden he wasn't great. I don't know. It's
I go
really,
because the thing is,
Carlos Hyde.
yeah, because the thing is that
Carlos was
we have to do something right now, not because of our players, it's because of our coaches.
Yeah.
Because you see, every year we're losing a lot of coaches.
Every year.
And you cannot keep that up of bringing in coaches and always being productive with those coaches.
Bethel,
now that you have them and you have a chance to make a run,
but unless you're losing,
you could do it.
Yeah, but unless you're losing, if the coaches winning teams, there goes coaches gonna get paid more every year. So if we have a winning season this year, they might not get greasy because Kyle might put a block on that, but the rest of the guys, Kyle tells them when they come in, you do well here, and the sky's the limit for you. So he's gonna allow you to go get your payday. That's Kyle.
Yeah. So that's the reason that a lot of coaches like to come here. Why? It's the same with players.
It's a springboard for
you
better
come
things.
Here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you have a better chance, doing stuff with us than with other teams. Because
but see, Bethel, that's a good thing because that means great coaches. That means great coaches are going to continue to come here to fill these voids. So I'm pretty sure we got some good coaches because Kyle looked them over, and the only reason they're here is because they can make a difference and they can also get that opportunity to go to get their payday as well. Bella, we're going to go. I'll see you Sunday, all right?
All right, like Ronbo, always good show.
Thanks,
Hit the like, and let's go, Nine.
That's it. Telling you, we're going too. All right, Bethel. See you Sunday, fam.
All
Bethel, you got to
right.
open that door for me next time, okay? You know I love that. Okay. Night, Bethel. Hey. Boom, 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 boom. Georgia.
Ronbo.
George.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Come on in.
Okay, cool. I had it on mute.
All right. So go ahead and tell me how you feel about the preseason so far, and are you happy with what took place in those last couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks? Also, do you think Bobby Wagner added to the Rams has made them the most omnipotent team in football?
So on the offseason, I'll put it this way: everybody was crying about a cornerback, right?
Yeah.
So we got
crying
one.
Big time. Alligator tears, yes.
Okay. Now, just no professional, no one that I know of, Ronbo, is perfect.
Yeah.
So therefore, I saw, you know how Twitter is, and you know how every other social media type network, even this one, where people come in and give their crazy ideas and stuff like that, right? They started showing all the times he got beat, and I was like, yeah, but if
Tavarius?
you guys look at the bad and never at the good.
But
let's
he came
see
back
all
and
the
redeemed
good that he
himself
has
on that
done.
tape they keep showing. He got, you know what? Jamar Chase killed him. Jamar Chase killed a lot of people. He came back and got Jamar the second time he seen him, though. See, I like that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That means he does not change his style. He just gets better.
Yeah. We kept saying Shark was shut down, right, and took out Cup and everybody else, but in the game that it was important, it didn't happen. And I know he was coming back from an injury.
Always.
So that is also that factor. But at the same time, it's like not always just do things happen the way that everybody wants them to do. So we got to be a realist, you know?
Yeah, things have to be lined up. You can't win a Super Bowl every time you go to it, unfortunately, unless you're Joe Montana and the 49ers. But everything was in line. The injuries, everything was right. You got to get the tables got to be set right. But most people don't want to accept that. But, yeah, I feel you. I know what you're talking about. George?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I mean,
yeah. Well, what everybody forgets is that this thing is a football.
George, you went silent again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Whatever you're doing now, just don't touch anything else. Yeah, I can hear you right now. All right, go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, like this is a business, so people are going to come and go. We have favorites. We have, this and that. People are going to come and go. Yeah. So like for all those callers who say, "Oh, if Jim is here, I'm not gonna watch football," I say, "Good. We don't need you." Like,
it's pretty serious. Huh?
the real faithful. Come on. After Steve Young, name me one great quarterback that came right after him. You know, after Joe Montana came Steve Young, right? And that was good. But after that, we didn't have the luxury, you know, of having elite quarterbacks all the time. We had to suffer.
Well, Garcia,
and I
Garcia
know
made
that.
the Pro Bowl, but you're
Well,
right,
yeah,
you know?
but Garcia was like 2000, 2002, you know, around that time, and that's when we had one better decent quarterback. But after that, Ronbo, who came after? Kaepernick.
I know.
You know, before that, let's name quarterbacks that came into the, you know, and after Kaepernick.
Yeah.
So, you know, teams suffer. Everyone goes through that. Remember, there's 32 teams who start, and only one becomes champion. So everybody's going through this.
At least we're not Detroit. I mean, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, yes, I wouldn't consider myself a Jimmy fan, but I'm a 49er fan. So it's like the dude, you know, he has gone through, like you said earlier, when he first came in, everybody was all on him, you know, and then after a bit, oh yeah, let's get rid of him.
I know,
But
right?
Jimmy has taken you pretty far, and from 4 years or 4 or 5 years, he's gone to at least 2 or 3. How many Super Bowls does Aaron Rodgers have?
I know, right?
One?
Super Bowls aren't that easy to win. I don't know why we
Yeah,
expect.
but he has one, right?
Yeah, he's got one. And
I believe he has one
Aaron, yeah, he's got one.
in a long time.
And he hasn't been back since in over a decade.
What
So
about
it's just not
Big
that
Ben?
easy.
What
And
about
Ben's
Big Ben?
got-
What about
doesn't Ben
Russell
have a
Wilson?
couple? I forgot how many Ben's got.
I think Big Ben has one only. I think the
Wilson's
Steelers
got one.
might have two.
Yeah, Wilson's got
But
one.
if Big Ben has two, either
He
way,
might.
like
I could be wrong.
all
I
these
can't
super
remember.
elite quarterbacks, like come on,
Yeah, I know it's
Prescott is considered elite.
right.
How many Super Bowls does he have?
And
Like-
also,
like, you
George,
know-
next year, if Trey doesn't go to the Super Bowl and win it, are we to condemn him too?
That's what I'm saying. You know, like there's generational quarterbacks. I mean, Tom Brady. You know, he did what he
Brady's
did in his
exception to every
decade.
rule.
You know, and do
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, 2 decades or 3 decades or however many he has had, but he's done it. You know, but that's not many that can do that.
We gotta. I just hope we win next year. Because I'm not gonna be over. I mean, I just. Please let us be competitive, and if we get to the Super Bowl, let's win it. But to hate the players, any player, I can't do it. They just work too hard. George, we got to go, fam. We were just having such a good time. We ran out of time.
For sure, Ron. But I know towards the end of the night, but I wanted to hit you up on Monday because it was my birthday, and you weren't around. I hit you up on the chat and I said, "Hey, this is George of the Jungle. Can you wish me a Niner birthday?" And I don't know if you did or not.
No,
I checked the
didn't
show,
see
but
that.
I didn't hear anything. Okay,
I
can you
missed
do a
it.
Niner? Close me out with a Niner, please. It was on Monday.
Are you ready? Here it comes. Wait. That's my ritual before I start to sing. Happy 999999's birthday to George. Happy 90's birthday, Geo George. Happy 90. George, hope you had a good time on that birthday, man.
Oh man, this topped it off. I'll tell you that much, Ronbo. You know,
It's my
let's
pleasure,
be
man.
faithful to the end. So that was
agree.
my little rant. So have a good
Right.
night.
Good stuff, George. I'll see you
All right,
Sunday
bye.
if you got some time. All right.
Ciao, man.
And Daniel says, I'm rocking with Jimmy. One more game. Bet we win. Somebody would get hurt. If it ain't him, it's somebody else important. We just have a thing about getting hurt. And Ken Martin says, we need Jerry on early, running back 3, best scat back. You know what? Did I see something on Bleacher Report about this guy? Actually, hey, Big Show, how about this guy, Jerry on Ely? I saw an article about him, and see, because the Hawks could try to get him, because Pete Carroll's still going to run the ball, play defense. That's what we do. Hey, Eric on 843. Hello. Eight, 843. All right. Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis. Come on in here, Ellis, because I know you've been watching the activities long enough at this point to know that you either appreciate what happened this preseason or not. But Ellis, I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised. I don't know. Ellis, could things have been done better? Are you unsatisfied with this preseason? Is Kyle Shanahan smoking crack? You know what? Kyle Shanahan, you know what? I tell you, Kyle likes to hang out. And I bet you he has blazed up a few times, but we don't need to get into that, but still.
Absolutely.
You see him now.
Especially hanging around and being friends with Sean McVay and Mike McDaniel and all of them. One, if not a few of those two, at least two of those guys was getting hot.
Oh, Mike! I think
Mike McDaniel, Mike LaFleur, Matt LaFleur, Sean. All of them.
And then George.
Saleh's probably the only one who didn't get high.
You're right. And George Kittle, you can't tell me George doesn't blaze up every few minutes when he ain't playing ball. George is too insane not to be.
Yeah.
But Alice, give me some, man. What's the preseason? What's your feeling?
You mean like what the off-season, the draft,
as far as the free
agency and all that?
And grades and everything that's gone on so far. Are you pleased with what's the roster building they've been doing?
I give us a C plus B. Because the expectations were maybe a little bit higher. We covered some positions, but offensive line, we didn't do anything in free agency. I don't see why we're going and expecting the draft to really be where we go. We clearly blew that last year. We just see, we see Ambry Thomas lot improvements in Aaron Banks, and then we still got Jalen Moore, who's actually pretty solid. Looked like he was actually more NFL ready than Aaron Banks, and he was the higher draft pick. So I don't know. It's good to go with the draft because obviously it's it saves us money, and just make sure you pick the right guys this damn time because we can't afford to keep, mortgaging our future, drafting linemen that we can't actually use, and start playing these guys to their strengths. Stop drafting them at one damn side of at one position and having them play another. We got to stop doing that shit. I don't understand why that keeps happening. We got lucky. We drafted Fred Warner. He played in the secondary. He became a linebacker. Dre Greenlaw was a safety. He's playing linebacker. You can't do that shit with everybody, though.
Marcel Harris comes in.
Marcel Harris.
Linebacker. Now they won't pay him. Won't sign him.
You see what I'm saying?
Marcel, man.
Yeah, and shout out to Marcel because he's a damn good player. I like him. But that's what I'm saying. We got to stop doing that, and we're doing, especially with the linemen. We can't do that with the offensive line. A lot of these guys aren't as versatile like that. You got guards that can play center. That's a little bit different. But when you got left tackles that are playing right tackle, or you're switching them to right guard, and you want them to, it's a totally different, totally different regimen for them, a totally different process, and the responsibilities, everybody is not able to just switch and change into whatever you want them to be. This isn't a fucking Mr. Potato Head. You just pull here, put this on here, put that on there, or mold them into whatever. This is not clay.
And then Ellis, and we as fans get mad at him because he ain't producing. I said, he's been playing college ball, high school ball, and everything else, and all of a sudden they ask him to switch side at this level, and we expect him to do what? God.
Yeah. So I'm okay with drafting linemen in the in the draft and what have you, but I just wanted to see a little bit more. But that's just probably because of like I said before, how every other damn team in the NFL has really taken advantage, except for maybe the Cardinals haven't really made too much of a splash, and the Cowboys haven't really made too much of a splash or done anything. But the Vikings and the Broncos and all these other teams, the East, the AFC East and West, and they're all having a field day. You know what I mean? They're going all in. So I think that's just the only disappointing thing about it. But I think we covered some good positions, some key positions. We definitely needed to get our return, good solid return guy there. We didn't get to keep, whatever that guy's name was, Trent Cannon. He got signed somewhere else. So us getting McLeod was cool. I just think that was a little bit pricey. We probably could have did that in the draft. But again, that's I'm okay with it because I think Kyle's going to use him for more than just return. And, like I said, running some of those plays like he had Debo running out the backfield and stuff like that to experiment and see how well he does and how he looks.
But else, don't you really wish they would have used Cannon on that play? Cannon's speed is brutal, but they never used him anything more than it, and they almost got him killed doing that. So, I don't know. Sometimes they mismanage some things.
100%, just like they don't utilize Ross Dwelly. He's got one of the best hands on the team. He's one of the tallest receivers we have on the team. His catch point, he's really strong at the catch point. If you could just throw a nice bullet up to his 6 foot, 4 or 5 frame, he'll jump up and get it. These corners aren't big enough to cover him, and he's less likely one of the guys that are known to get the ball. So
going toward the end zone.
That's what I'm saying. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing that? Those are key moments where we could be, catching the opposition by surprise. The same thing with Kyle Juszczyk.
But for yourself in practice, you work on these things all week long in practice. This is why when people all start hollering about somebody didn't see somebody, you know what? They worked on that play all week long in practice. They're not going to abort because we saw something that looks like they didn't see. That was from plan A to because they perfected. You know how you do in practice. You perfect things all week long. This is my dude. Boy, I can do this blindfolded now. So they're going to stick with those kind of things. And this is why Ross is like a decoy half the time. Even Ayuk was used as a decoy half the time last year until he suddenly came into his own. I seen that because there were times I seen Jimmy look at him and look him off and go the other way to Debo. Debo's the man on this team, and that's the way it is. This is the things I mean. This is why when you're looking at a game, it's not exactly what it looks like, but I do wish that a quarterback would say, damn, Nat, I'm going over here. But if it fails, his ass is meat, and you know that how coaches are,
Yeah. I hear that, but again, those are still plays that we could be actually adding to our benefit. You know what I mean?
I do.
Who doesn't want some extra added touchdowns, some extra added big yardage plays from a wide open Kyle Juszczyk or a wide open, Ross Dwelly? I mean, Kyle's. He's got his ups and he's got his downs, that's for sure, because he's not utilizing our guys to the fullest of their potential, and then they're leaving, and then they're balling out. I mean, look at KB. Yeah. They're running jet sweeps and all kind of shit with him and with the Patriots. They're actually getting him the ball. And
it's like you say, Tom Brady would have went to Juszczyk, who's standing over there by himself smoking a cigarette.
All day.
And
went against the coaches. Yeah, and he would have went against the coaches. Yeah. But Bruce Arians stepping down was a little bit, or not stepping down. He got upgraded, but I'm just saying, as far as the head coach and giving it to Bowles was kind of crazy. I'm thinking Tom Brady's going to try to break out of there, Ronbo. I think he's still going to get. I think he's going to get the hell out of here. He's going to force his way out. I think that's why that was kind of set up that way. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know. I can see. Okay. I'll see you Sunday, Phil.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, yeah. Brother Ronbo. Peace and love, man. Thanks you for the platform, as always.
Thank you, family.
And,
appreciate you.
It's kind of funny when I was listening to Show Talk, Ronbo. He kind of sounds like Kyle a little bit when he talks on the phone. And he makes that little when he talks. Kyle does that shit too, and I was like, he kind of sounds like Kyle a little bit. But shout out to Show, man. We know you hate Trey, man. I was gonna get on there and say, man, what's your deal with Trey, bro? But it's everybody's got their preference, man. I'm not tripping on none of that. I just want to see us win. But when Trey does start balling, everybody's perspective is going to change. Who's not a Trey fan? Anyway, peace and love. Hit that like and subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Wipe your feet. Rudy, how's the oxygen down there 200 miles below ground?
All right, Ellis. Shout out to the
Go Niners.
Shout out to the squad. I'll see you Sunday. All right. And speaking of Rudy, there he is. Rudy, what could possibly be on your mind tonight?
Ellis, don't be talking to me and hating about the beautiful Ramelia Studios, my dude. Don't be jealous. Don't be a hater. You already have to look up at us as being Super Bowl champions. So get out of here now. Come on now. Come on, Rudy. You know, it also too.
You got
but Ellis, I just got to get at Ellis. I got to get at Ellis because he likes to try to say this. This is not the dungeon or whatever. This is the beautiful Ramelia Studios that happen to be one of the beautiful things of the YouTube Super Bowl champion Rams.
Rudy, are you near a window? Could you go stand by it?
Yeah, the window's right there.
Rudy, what is
but I gotta tell you, Ronbo.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you something. Like I said before, being a Ram fan is like Christmas. We wake up and we get Bobby Wagner, the great Les Snead. Not only says F them picks, he says F the cap. Where there's
Rudy,
a will, there's a way.
That is not fair. Everybody should be able to do that then.
Well, everybody can, but teams don't want to do it. Because we restructure guys. We the money that we were going to use for Vaughn.
Yeah.
Well, we do too, but you guys are a little gun shy. You don't want to cut Jimmy. I mean, you guys it doesn't make any sense. If you're going to have Trey Lance, you give all these picks and you keep $25 million on the cap and you've lost players because you couldn't re-sign them because of Jimmy. And then now he might play again, you have to make moves. You got to be all in,
Yeah.
Ronbo, because, I know you like Jimmy and, but what is that going to be, that clubhouse? If Jimmy comes back, it's going to be, it's going to be divided.
That's why I know he's leaving. Jimmy's not staying. 49ers are still trying to get people to bite because if they make it sound like we're not really ready to part with him, and you got to sell that, and then somebody say, listen, John, stop. You're not fooling anybody. But what I will do is I'll give you a 3rd round pick. How about that? Well, call me back when you're ready to deal. And it's just all part of the game.
And it's unfortunate because Trey Lance deserves a shot. They gave him all those picks, and he's a good kid. He's got potential, but you got to get that albatross off of his back. Jimmy G, a lot of the players like him, and so you got to get him out of there, and that way he doesn't have to look on his back. But you guys should have got Tyrod Taylor. You guys should have got Tyrod Taylor before he signed somewhere else to be a backup to him and kind of bring him along.
Do you know how much he's getting paid? How much is Tyrod making?
I don't know. It can't be that much, though. You guys have a lot of money.
No, Tyrod's like Mariota from last year. A $10 million backup is not what the 49ers want to do. Well, one thing about the 49ers, they're not going to go all out for a free agent, no matter who it is. They really believe in their draft skills. So, we'll pick up a player here and there. But as far as getting them big, high-profile, big-ticket people and paying them 5 years and $50 million, the 49ers aren't going to do that. This is not.
It's just amazing the difference between the two teams because the window is very small. You guys have to re-sign Bosa, you got to re-sign Debo, and you have this kid, but the kid isn't making any money. You guys have a $25 million albatross on the salary cap with Jimmy G.
Well, here's the thing. You can't refer to him as an albatross. You can refer to D Ford as an albatross because there was no production from him. for all intents and purposes, Jimmy is a part of two of the last 3 years of actually keeping your team in the basement as far as getting to the Super Bowl, right? Remember one thing, Rudy, Jimmy beat the Rams every time he's seen them, and he would have done it this year had it not been a bad shoulder and a bad hand and his left tackle and the right side was breached. And Rudy, guarantee you, he knows how to beat the Rams. He was hurt. That's the biggest reason why you got away.
Well, now on that note, now we have Bobby Wagner. So Bobby Wagner knows how to beat Jimmy. Bobby Wagner, even if Jimmy plays, Bobby Wagner's had some great games, and he usually beats Jimmy. So now we have Hall of Famers on the back end with Ramsey, in the middle with Wagner, and we have Donald. And we're going to probably drop
we usually beat Donald, though. In fact, we always beat Donald.
In the championship game, I seem to remember Brunskill getting ragdolled.
One game out of 6, Rudy.
Well, no,
out of 7,
Ronbo,
should I say?
Ronbo, who on the Niners can stop the Michael Jordan of defensive tackles?
Brunskill did. Brunskill.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
no, he didn't.
Hey, Rudy, go back and look at the tape. In fact, Grant Cohn put slow-mos and everything else for all you who don't believe that Brunskill handles.
Well, speaking of Grant Cohn.
He had a day this day, but he does a good job. They scheme up Aaron Donald, keep him out of things. But Brunskill, on occasion, was one-on-one, and he actually did a good job against A.
Well, he does a good job, but what helps him is Jimmy gets rid of the ball fast.
And that
now,
too.
So, but also they chip Donald. Donald moves up and down the line, but like I said,
they do that to Nick
nobody.
too.
Just like Michael Jordan, I'm sure Michael Jordan had his ball blocked once in a while or got the ball stolen, but you're not going to say, "Oh, he's going to stop him."
Rarely.
But I mean, on my own channel, I give highlights of how Donald and Gaines took turns ragdolling Brunskill. Greg Gaines in the middle, number 91, the spirit of Kevin Green. But it's going to be great, Ronbo. But what I basically came in to tell you is I don't understand the Niners keeping Jimmy on the roster. You need to get rid of that money so you can re-sign.
There's a situation they ran into with the injury. It was hard to get rid of him, but he's not going to be around a lot longer. They've got to give Trey a chance to grow, and he's not going to grow as long as Jimmy's there. So so Rudy, don't worry about that. You need to worry about the fact that if things go right, we'll start another string of being on the Rams.
And Ronbo, you check this out, Ronbo.
Real quick, we're out of time.
Okay, we still are waiting for the Gilmore signing and the OBJ signing. So stay posted. Stay posted.
I'm waiting for that.
We're not done yet.
OBJ's on his way to Cleveland. All right.
I think it's like we said, Marcus Peters before. I think we ain't done yet. So we'll see what happens. But props to my brother Ronbo. Rest in peace, our Lakers. Oh, by the way, have you seen that show about the Showtime Lakers?
Yeah.
I just wanted to get your opinion on it. Have you seen it?
No, Showtime is no. I've not seen that show yet. I haven't had time.
It's not on Showtime, but it's about the Showtime Lakers. I think it's on Amazon or something. I've heard a lot about it. I think there's 3 or 4 episodes, but I'm not sure if I want to watch it. I don't know if I want to see the behind the scenes stuff.
No, Showtime was the most fun game to watch on the planet.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't know.
Definitely got to go.
Okay,
I'll be back.
All right, Ronbo. Okay, brother. Okay, take care, everybody.
Bye.
All right,
Bye,
later.
Yo, T-Flow and Ali. T-Flow. Now, here's a man.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
How he feels about how the 49ers did this preseason. T-Flow's been talking about how bad the 49ers been doing the preseason every week. T-Flow, let it go. This is what we're talking about tonight, T-Flow. Hey, Ali.
Oh, Ali's in the shower right now.
Okay. We caught last time. Ali said she'll come out in a few minutes and say hi. All right. Hey, T-Flow, go ahead, man. Let it all go.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I forgot who was it says that. The one that said that don't be surprised if Jimmy does stay, because do you really think, right? Be honest, Rumble. Do you really think Kyle Shanahan and what you may call it, John Lynch would admit faults?
I'm trying to think of a time. Did they ever do that? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lynch
do you think they would?
Lynch did say something about, in hindsight, he now wishes he would have got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but that's already too far, and all this is like that's both their faults. Everybody knew that. But I'm talking about making because
the way they talk about Jimmy is the way guys talk about their girls and their girls talk about their guys. Like, they love Jimmy. Do you really think they would release him?
Yeah. No,
and say, you know what? You know what?
They kind of have to.
You know what? Yeah, they kind of have to. But then again, do you think, because Kyle and John Lynch seem like they're very prideful, especially Kyle. They're very prideful people. Right?
Tiflo, you got to realize,
and
though, they've all those guys know each other really well. They came from dirt to where they are now. So, you know, there's a closeness, there's attachment. They can't just all of a sudden just be nasty toward him, you know. So, yeah. It's just that's
why. Do you think that's why I think they wouldn't release him?
No, they're going to do what's
they're
good
gonna,
for the team.
They're going to
and
be
they explained that to Jimmy already. So, you know.
Yeah, they're going to be like, you know what, we're going to keep him. Just look at the owner, right? They're willing to pay for Jimmy G services, all right? And if Jimmy G's in training camp, it doesn't matter how good Trey Lance is. It's not going to be his team, because think about it. Jimmy's been our captain for 2 years in a row, right? And I'm pretty sure he's going to be named captain by the players of the team. Do you think a captain is going to really sit on the bench? No, they're not.
That's why
he's going to have to play.
Yeah,
and that's why I don't think he's leaving, because this is their philosophy of last year. You know what? We're gonna Jimmy was hurt, and you know what? With that, I heard a lot of people saying about the torn ligament in the thumb. You know what? That is just scapegoat, because you know what? I literally have a torn ligament on my thumb when I played college baseball. I was supposed to get surgery for the whole year, but I would have to redshirt, and basically I'm going to lose my status. So what did I do? You know what? I can still grip a baseball. I can still throw. Yeah, it hurts though, but it doesn't. It's like I can still grip a baseball. My thumb cannot go up. Like literally, till this day, I still haven't got surgery. My thumb cannot go. It can go down, but it can't go up. Damn. So basically, the range of motion is still there. You just got to get used to it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna just debunk that right there. Like I'm sorry, you know what? Like I played throughout my whole college years, even like semi-pro, independent baseball that I was in, and with the torn ligament. So cut that off.
So you're a tough guy, Tiflo. Ain't many like you, man.
And not only that, the way they talk about Jimmy, that he's going to be on the team, because they can't admit that their poker face that basically they had all last year. We're going to play him, right? Hopefully, you know what? He like got us to the championship game. We're gonna get like two second rounds, maybe two threes. But they were playing themselves, because the whole league were like, did Jimmy really get you there, or was it the running game and the defense? Because
everybody's not gonna break that down like
his
that.
was me, because his was me, because you were saying it earlier, timing plays. They're all timing plays, right? You can get almost anybody, just work on timing plays. But a lot of teams,
you
besides the Niners, they like going outside.
Kaepernick to do it. There's a lot of players that can't do those.
Yeah, but he can do timing plays 15, 20 yards deep, not just like 5 yards.
Tiflo, what are you talking about? No, he couldn't. Kaepernick was all about get open and I'll throw you the ball. He wasn't going to hit no timing routes.
So he had a couple of timing routes to Crabtree and Vernon Davis.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of them to Vernon Davis, but the thing is, everyone it's just like baseball. Chicks dig the long ball, all right? and if you can't spread the defense, because everybody knows with Jimmy, all you got to do is put your linebackers stay there. Don't make them move anywhere. Safeties can probably stay right there. They don't really have to move.
Tiflo,
just cut the angles.
Tiflo, this is the kind of exaggeration that I always like complain about. Tiflo,
it's not exaggeration.
You go to extreme.
What did Debo say?
You go to extreme.
What did Debo say?
Jimmy was over 60%, over 60% passing. There's no way that Jimmy just threw to the linebackers all day, every game. Why do people talk like that? That's not true.
Because he averages net yards is 7 yards per throw?
Whatever.
That's
But
his
anyway,
backyard.
anyway,
Wasn't
the
that
thing
his
is,
backyard?
T-Flow,
But
the
what
thing
did
is,
what did
we still won.
Debo say when they
T-Flow,
lost?
T-Flow, we still
But
won
what
the
did
majority
Debo
of the
say
time.
when they lost?
What do
Yeah,
you mean,
we
what did he
did.
say?
But no, he said, well, basically they knew that we were gonna run the ball and go short.
What?
And throw deep, where he said something.
Wait.
He said
When did
something
Debo?
similar like that.
When did he say this?
I think it was the last game against the Rams when we lost, like during the championship
And
game.
you heard
He said
Debo say
something
this?
similar. Yeah,
Okay.
he said something similar about Debo saying that. Well, basically they just knew our game plan,
Okay.
and we're basically he accidentally threw Jimmy
T-Flow,
under the bus without even knowing it.
Did you notice how we'd had no offensive line protection? Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, it does because you know why? Because
Okay,
they
so
don't,
if
they
you
don't
don't throw the ball short, it would have
protection.
been T-Flow. It would have been worse. You don't have time for routes to develop. Get rid of the ball now. That's all there was to it.
Actually, but you know, Ronbo, you know, if you don't have no offensive line, what's the best way to make your timing routes open to go deep? Rollouts, right?
Yeah, well,
Where's your
maybe,
rollout
but
pass?
you better not roll out long. As soon as Debo breaks open, get him the ball. George is open, get him the ball. And you know what? He missed one touchdown. At the beginning of the game, Jimmy missed that touchdown. George Kittle.
Wide open.
Yeah.
And you know what? He and not only that, he was not pressured at all. He could have made coffee in that pocket.
It's like he was
but
shocked he had time to throw it.
See, but thing is, I would love Trey Lance to do that instead of a 8-year veteran who still can't make a wide open pass.
You're going to get to see a lot of Trey Lance because I'm telling you right now, Jimmy's not going to be here. But anyway, fam,
you know what? Until it happens, I don't think the Niners are. I really don't think the Niners are going to get rid of him because until it happens, Jimmy's still on the team, so we got to get used to that. Until it happens,
don't do that because Rudy's going to be scared to death if Jimmy stays with us because that means the Rams are going to lose.
Yeah, but
we got to go. Because you
all
got
the
plenty of
ducks
Jimmy.
are lined up for him to stay though.
Because I know you
all the
got plenty of
ducks
stuff.
are lined
You can
up for
continue.
Jimmy to stay.
T-Flow, you can continue working Jimmy Sunday because I know that's what you're going to do. I'll see you Sunday.
Oh,
Good night, T-Flow.
Because hey, he's going to be on our team. All right, Ron, we'll have a good night. See you Sunday.
All right. Night, fam. Say good night to Allie for me too. All right, fam.
All right, we'll do. All right.
And Big Show, all right, fam. And Big Show says, shout out to Alice. No hate for Trey whatsoever. I was taught not to hate anyone, just a preference. There was a point in time, Cam Newton, where I fell in love with that style. But history shows pocket passers win Super Bowls. You know, as much as a lot of people hate to admit it, that's true. The pocket passer wins every year, except the run year. But Patrick Mahomes is the prototype of what a quarterback Kyle Shanahan would just love. He does play the pocket as well as anybody in the league, but he can also get out of the pocket. If we got that in Trey, we did strike gold. Barack O'Neill says, Ronbo, you let my 600-pound life Rudy on your show. Rudy! Rudy's so scared Jimmy's going to be able to... Guys, I don't know why you guys don't get rid of Jimmy. I mean, Rudy, because we want him to beat you one more time, and then we're going to get rid of him. Hey, Tony.
What's going on?
All right.
Ronbo?
Yes, Tony, I can hear you. Go ahead.
What's wrong with you? How you feeling?
Oh, feeling great. You know, this is that point. You know, Tony, the weeks are going by. The days and weeks going by. We're almost ready to get started. OTAs. The draft is coming up, and they're going to be the 4 players going to be on the field in another a little bit, and then we get right into football season. After the draft is on, and back to get some redemption. I'm feeling good about it. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. In the morning, they're going to start. They're going to be showing that movie Draft Day every week. They already started.
I love that movie. I've seen it 20 times too. I can never get tired of that. Kevin Costner's Costner can do things with those kind of movies. Dude is awesome. I love it. He played that. He felt that role and did it. He's as good as Bruce Willis in any of them Die Hard movies. You know, some actors are made for certain kind of parts. Even Costner, if you build it, they will come. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie. Costner's dude is good. But,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you know, hey, Tony, what's going on with you, man? You know, this is like there's got to be something going on that you can bring to the table that's entertaining. I saw something that you guys are doing, and I meant to. I can't wait to ask Tony about this. What did you just do the other day?
I don't know. I know we in free agency we did
sign somebody.
We signed Auden Tate, the wide receiver from the Bengals.
Ah, that's what it was. Yeah. Was that a good hire?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
He was just caught up in the numbers, Ronbo, because, as you know, even going back to the A.J. Green days, the Bengals have always had receivers. He was like the 4 or 5 receiver. He's a big guy. He can go up and get it. But, you know, with that numbers game, he just couldn't move up. So he'll probably be our 3 with the Falcons.
Right.
That was I like our getting that Casey Haywood. Now we're going to have 2 of the best corners in the league with him and A.J. Terrell.
See, and just when you thought that the Falcons' defense was never going to come around, and you know what's so funny? Because I got to tell you, Tony, this is what Kyle Kyle probably had to get talked into it to some degree. This is John Lynch's talking. I got a feeling in the beginning, first year of draft, there was all kind of marvels. The sexy offensive picks were everywhere. And we picked up Solomon Thomas. I damn near lost my mind. But I understand what the 49ers were doing. You build that defense because, Tony, it's like I keep telling people all the time to keep talking about the offense losing the game. And you get to the big games in the playoffs, the defense is going to determine that game. They're going to do it 9 out of 10 times. Rarely do you see the offense actually dominating the game unless their defense did a good job. You know? Look at Mahomes. It's the perfect example. Year before last, they ran Patrick Spud out. What was he, minus what? And Brady sat back, and every now and then he made a good pass and sit back on the sidelines. Tom, offense is up. Okay, I'm coming. By the way, I'll give you the punchline on that joke when I get back. You know, I mean, Brady didn't have to do anything, and they won a Super Bowl.
And that's what I was telling Brady to go in the chat. I said, where's retired? You guys are losing this guy, but y'all signing this guy, and y'all don't have draft picks. Stafford is going to be in for a beating because, you know, Super Bowl champions teams come after them. But the Rams are so arrogant about themselves, their heads are so far up the clouds, they don't even see it. And the fact of not having draft picks, you know as well as I do, Ronbo, teams can get old or they can get younger.
And look at the contract they gave Bobby. Bobby's not got 5 solid years left in him. He's already lost a step. His coverage was bad last year. He was a 5th worst in coverage last year in the league, right? So, you know, and they gave him a 5-year contract. What was Les Snead thinking?
I hope he don't get hurt. Because that's what the Rams fans, their fan base excuses is going to be, even though once they start losing, Ronbo, you won't see them in your chat. Well, this guy was hurt.
Or in the stadium.
Well, this guy was hurt. Yeah, this guy was hurt. We're trying to hear that. If y'all have some draft picks, y'all can draft people, but y'all don't want to do that. Ronbo, there was a guy in your chat that was very disrespectful to you. I'm not going to say what he said about you. You know, Loco Road.
No, I see all the Loco. I'm waiting for him to step out of line so I can block him. Guy's an idiot. I'm really tired of him.
So I kind of checked him on that when he said what he said.
Yeah,
Ronbo, I wish we could see what's his name? What's the Detroit Lion fan that we ain't seen in a while, Ronbo?
Yeah. Oh no! Oh God! I haven't seen him in so long. What's his name? Oh.
Don Bird.
That's Don B. Yeah, Donnie Bird.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not going to come in the chat. You know why?
How come?
Because the NFL has just announced that the Detroit Lions will be doing the what do you call that?
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Yes, the Lions are going to be on Hard Knocks. I thought, yep, lose the season. They picked the perfect team for Hard Knocks.
You know, I mean, they are the perfect team. They should have been picked years before now. I mean,
yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
But we still have to put up with the the Rams are dominating right now. They rolling around talking trash, and you got to beat your chest when you win the Super Bowl.
They're overconfident. I'm telling you, they're overconfident.
Yeah, well,
I just can't wait. You know, and not having that many picks, that's going to hurt them.
I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah.
You got to have that.
And also, you know why it runs? It has an expiration date on it anyway, because next year, if you don't have any first-round picks, now what are you going to do? If your money's getting slim because you've spent it already, the cycle is going to go like this, okay? We did this. We had those first-round picks, and we've got no first-round picks until 2030. But that's okay because we've got some great players. And those players are going to be gone before those draft picks are even collected, see? Meanwhile, those salaries they're paying are pretty expensive. So now you got yourself between a rock and a hard place. So you're right. It's going to play out.
And I still want to see how, okay, Wagner, was he making, what, $13 million a year now? You're paying
10.
all these players.
He's got 10 5? Yeah. 5 years, 50, right?
They got to be over, at least close to being over the cap, Ronbo.
Somebody brought the math up in Twitter, and I said, see, well, that's what I saw. Because somebody else came in and Twitter says, look, guys, it's as easy as this. You know, they lost a lot of players. They lost 8, and they picked up 2. Where's the problem with your math? I said, you know what?
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I hadn't realized that.
Well, no, they did lose some players. They lost Whitworth, and they got rid of their linebacker that Bobby's taking his place. They got rid of. They lost some players.
Players that's making some money, like Stafford and Donald and Ramsey.
Yeah,
that money adds up.
The big money people, they didn't lose those. So I'm still trying to figure out how do you pay him $50? I can see you playing a small salary that works, but you gave him 5 years, $50 million. And, of course, they paid a big chunk of, oh, that's what's so ridiculous. They paid him up front or backloaded it, one or the other. So, you know.
Them and the boy, they be doctoring them books all the time.
Anyway, Tony, always fun. I'll be back Sunday, and let's see what develops next.
And I reached out to you on Twitter earlier this evening.
You're DL.
Yeah, from there.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna search this carefully. I'll get back to you in just a little bit.
And get with it, and then I'll start sending you some information on these collegiate players, man.
All right, I'll give you my email address. It makes it easier than on social media too. All right, all right, Tony. Talk to you later.
All right.
All right. There's Tony. Rams fans, you guys can learn from Tony. You Raider fans, there's no hope for you. I don't even expect you to learn a damn thing. And the Hawks fans, forget about it. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Come on in, man. We're sitting here, and this is going to be one of your favorite subjects as well, as we're assessing what John and Kyle have done this last 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, hey, Tony might be easy on Kyle tonight. Who knows? Tony, what are you thinking?
I don't know. We'll find out what he does with Trey Lance. Eh? Maybe Trey will be harder on him than I will.
Well, Trey,
maybe he just won't listen to him.
You can't prep him like this and not let him play. Trey's playing. Jimmy's leaving. I don't know when and how, but Jimmy's not going to be. He'd be an absolute distraction at this point. If 49ers are serious about the program with Trey, you can't keep Jimmy standing in a corner in the dark with Trey looking over. Who's that? Is that Jimmy? Jimmy, come on out, man. I know that's you. You can't have that. So you got to get rid of Jimmy now.
Jimmy's a trash-ass quarterback, man. Why don't we trade him to the Seahawks?
No, he sucks. Get rid of him.
Trade him to the Seahawks. Why don't we trade him to the Seahawks?
Well, you know what? The Seahawks is I don't think the Hawks want to pay a quarterback any money anyway. Even if they were interested, I think they're in full-blown rebuild.
Yeah, I know. I was just being sarcastic, brother.
I know.
They won't trade him to the Seahawks because
some people, because he knows too much about the 49ers too.
Ask Aaron Rodgers about him in the playoffs. see what he thinks of Jimmy.
Tony, there's a guy, Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron is so cool. He gets paid more than anybody in football history this year. Yet, he scored how many points in the playoffs this past year? The love Aaron Rodgers gets always blows my mind. He's not going to win the Super Bowl next year, Tony. And yet, he will be paid he'll win $50 million. It's like a lottery for him.
You know what racks my brain the hardest? All these people that want to get rid of Jimmy, right? Mm-hmm. Why do you bash the shit out of him I call it trial by media? If you want to get rid of him, talk him up. Say, oh, he's the best quarterback, and we're going to cry when he leaves, and this and that. Don't trash. If you trash him, nobody's going to want him. You know what I mean?
You know, you got to take a page out of Kyle and John's page. They talk to him like he's the sweetest kid ever. You know, that's how you do it.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's how you get rid of the person, not the other way around.
Except Kyle forgot, though. He did say, well, he's not too. I've tried to talk to Jimmy, but he's not really good at answering your calls. Yeah, don't laugh. Kyle's had that trouble with Jimmy for a couple of years now. And George Kittle gave up on that. Jimmy does not answer his phone. He's busy. People got to realize, Tony, in the offseason, Jimmy's dating and his dating schedule is unlike most people. You got to believe that.
Look,
the guy's gorgeous. Of course, he's got 90 women he's got to juggle.
Yeah. But, you know, my area of concern for our team is still the same.
Yeah.
You know, because we've proven that we can lead and we get smashed with a 10-point lead or 15-point lead. So, you know,
I agree.
Trey's safety has to be number one priority, and number two priority has to be that DB backfield, mate. Because I don't give a shit what anybody says. If you have had the players to nullify, to close down that area of the field, well, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
I know. You know, it's not like we were behind with those minutes left to go. We got caught, and that's why I said there's more than one person involved in this loss, guys. But no, I don't want to hear it. That's fine.
The defensive line is good. We don't have to worry about the guys in the trenches.
No.
Up the
Just got to worry about the refs.
But what we need to do, they're another story. But what we need to do is we need to flip the field for Trey so he can get ahead and close out games.
Mm-hmm.
And embarrass other teams.
Yeah.
We need those guys at the back to be able to shut that field down. If you got the defensive backfield, nobody can get past them. Well, it's game over, brother.
Yeah.
It's game over. Yeah, and there's that guy, what's his name? I don't think you've even had a look at him yet. I'll send him to you on the.
I got so much to catch up on stuff you guys are saying.
That safety, Leon O'Neal Jr.
In
that guy hits like a freight train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I could just, like I said to you before, if you get hit, the quarterback's throwing you a long ball and then simultaneously this dude comes out of nowhere and just cracks you in the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's getting like you can't tell what they're saying through their helmets. And as he's getting up, he's going, "You're going to be my bitch for the rest of the game."
Mm-hmm. And you help him up.
Every time. That's right. Every time your quarterback throws you the ball, you're going to be looking over your shoulder for that boy. Right? Because you're not going to want to get hit like that all game.
You're gonna be wearing me like a shirt, bro. Come on down here. I'll be waiting. I just love to talk trash. The thing is, sometimes if you like Jerry Rice types, because Dion used to talk trash to him like every snap, and Jerry wouldn't look at him. He just focus. And Dion got it was a close match, but Jerry got his. Dion got his. That's those are two titans though. But if you get into a receiver's head, like Richard Sherman and some of these other guys like to do down through the years, for Crabtree and others, it works.
It does work, and that's where you nail it. There goes the fourth down. Boom, Niners ball. Trey gets another chance to put more points on the board, get ahead early, and keep them out, because we seem to be fine for 3/4 of the season
and a third.
But you and I know, all right, you and I know when we come up against the big games, the big boys in the playoffs, that's where we suffer.
Mm-hmm.
That area has to be addressed.
10-point
I
lead.
want some people that,
And the bad thing about it is, Tony, you watch in the Super Bowl that year, the 49ers haven't given up two possessions like that, 2 scores in that length of time, all damned year. All of a sudden, Richard Sherman, who was our savior in the secondary, He can't deal with Sammy Watkins all of a sudden. And as I said, then you got, and I understand with a speedster like Tyreek Hill, okay, there's going to be a mistake. But they ran that same play 3 times, and Jimmy Ward even came back and said it. And you let it go? Jesus, Robert.
Yeah, see?
So as I'm saying, these are things that it could have been avoided.
Could have been avoided. And that's the area I want to be rock solid, because we know we don't have to worry about Trey slinging the rock.
Yeah, in the
he
fourth
can
quarter,
throw
you
the
got a
rock.
lead. Yeah, you don't just lay it all on the quarterback at that point.
You got to put enough points. You got to put enough points on the board, all right? Because it's a tough game. You got to put enough points on the board to be able to allow them to get points in garbage time and not worry about it,
and not lose the whole game. Yeah, and
what I mean?
K1 Williams used to deal with Cooper Kupp with his ease. He wasn't feeling well. I think he was hurt because Kupp had a career night on him, and that never happened before. It's just things. As I said, things got to be lined up properly for you to win on certain games, or else you're going to lose. It's just too complicated. Teams are too good at that, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the worst way to get the carpet snatched out from underneath your feet is get beat deep.
Yeah. And we had an opportunity.
You look like a clown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I hate to keep
you look
picking
like
on
a clown.
Kosky, but if Kosky makes that catch, it's a different story.
It is a different story. But, again, like I said, have a look at that kid, Texas A&M, Leon O'Neal Jr. He's a safety. But, it's corner safeties.
You
that
gave
part
me a
of the
link.
field
I'm gonna click right on it. So, but anyway,
that's it. That's all we have to take care of.
Hey, but that's what they addressed. The first thing, Kyle, and just like you're thinking, no more of this third, fourth quarter. All of a sudden, we can't stop anybody down the field, and everybody knows it. So they immediately throw. Ambry Thomas saved us in that game against the Rams. They let us get into the playoffs. Ambry made that play, and that's the guy you're talking about. Because usually that play gets through, and OBJ runs on into the end zone, and we lose. And then Jimmy would have got blamed. But the fact of the matter is, everybody's got to make plays. You can't have just one guy expect him to hold the whole thing. So,
But you also got to beat the shit out of the opposition team. All the old school football teams, the Iron Curtain, and the old 49ers, where people actually are running on the field and going, oh, shit, I'm going to cop a beating tonight. You know what I mean?
And the rules have changed so much, though. The offense doesn't need to worry about that stuff. The striking a defenseless receiver, what? Ref, 15 more yards? 15 yards from the spot of the infraction. Okay, ref, just shoot me. Just kill me already. The coach is going to kill me anyway. Oh, my God, no, those are bad calls.
The one I hate the most is taunting.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
What are we, girls now? We're going to run out with skirts. Oh, Mommy, he said something to me.
Tony, I think that's going to get changed.
I mean,
there's been a lot of conversation
really?
about that. I think it's going to get changed. Anyway.
What do you expect the guy to do? Just smash you? Of course he's going to stand over the top of you and go, you little rat.
Of course.
Yeah?
You
What's wrong with that?
I don't know what the NFL's turned into with that. They went too far on that one. That's all part of the game.
That's right.
Anyway. Tony, we're going to go. I'll tell you what, I'll see you Sunday if you got some time, huh?
All right, brother. Shout out to everybody. And
I got to look at your links, too, because I want to know who exactly you're talking about. I'll get to that today. All right, Tony.
Yeah, he's a monster, but I don't think we'll get him.
I believe
Somebody
you,
else will get him.
Hope so, if he's that good. All right. Cheers, mate.
All right, bro. Cheers.
Night. Tony's having daytime. Hey, good day, Tony. Oh, I've learned this, good day. You don't pronounce the D.
Get out of the way!
If you want to say goodbye to an Aussie, don't say good day. Say good A. Good day. There it is. JJ!
Oh, hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Are you driving? I heard that yell. Get out of the way! Don't get out of the car, Jersey.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
Oh. Hey, JJ, what are you thinking here, man?
I don't know, man. I was just bored. I saw Rudy. I wanted to get in there and start talking shit, but
I know Rudy leaned back and started talking, didn't he? Rudy got loose on us tonight and talking about he's wanting to get rid of Jimmy as bad as you guys. I don't know why you guys don't get rid of Jimmy.
Of course he does.
Because Jimmy's kept him in the dark for 4 years. Yeah, every year, every time Jimmy's seen him, you know. I mean, Rudy, I feel your pain. He's leaving, and but don't think that Trey's going to beat you up too. We're not going to always be hurt when we play the Rams. Damn it, but JJ. What about the work that John and Kyle have done this preseason? Are you satisfied?
what have they done? They haven't done nothing to talk about. See, again, remember, Ronbo, I said at the end of the Super Bowl, I asked you to remind the faithful not to fall for every damn rumor like they did last year and the year before that.
T-Flow,
and the year
this is
before
for
that.
you. I tell you,
They
some
don't
people just.
Shanahan and Lynch do not. They don't leak nothing at all, ever. That's why I'm really hoping if there's one place that Jimmy does get traded to, I hope it's Tampa. And I hope the biggest thing to come out of San Francisco would be that Brady's coming home to win a championship for his childhood team. That's really what I ultimately want.
Well, you know, and Brady would play for whatever money that we can afford. I just don't see.
Of course he would.
You've already gotten. See, here's the thing, JJ. You shot your wad. You've already committed. You gave up a couple of first-round picks. And everybody says, 3-round picks. No, it wasn't. They just switched picks in it last year. But you gave up 2 picks coming up this year and next year, right? So, you know, they got to almost do this now. Or Jeff's going to say, guys, I really wish you'd just explain to me what's going on here now. Tom's coming back here? Yeah, and we thought you'd like that. Well, you should have asked me first because I'm not really crazy about that. What are you going to do with Trey? You know, I get to see him now. but he's already said he'll keep two guys, so I guess he's okay with that.
Who cares? The object of the game is to win a championship. That's really what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
I don't care if Donald Trump was our quarterback. Just win the damn Super Bowl. I really don't, Ronbo, but it's like
Jesus.
Trey, he's young. He's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just let it be.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, even all the Jimmy haters, you got to admit, if okay, Ronbo, just pretend you're a hater. Let's just say that. Let's say that Trey was clearly better than Jimmy come NFC Championship game. What does that say about Shanahan?
Trey in the game. Yeah.
But what does that say about Shanahan saying that you're not going to start a kid that's 100% healthy over a dude that's got a bum finger and a shoulder that's go immediately to surgery right after this game? You mean to tell me they
See, JJ, I said this on Twitch, and the war was raging. I thought that made sense. JJ, I'm like you. If Trey is just this awesome player, then why are you letting Jimmy play with a shoulder and a hand that's not working properly? I mean, put Trey in then. And like you're saying,
I mean,
why'd he hedge?
Yeah, logically, in the very beginning, it made sense to start Jimmy because he had 0 trade value. You had to play him.
Yep.
All right, but then you get to like week 17 when Trey came in and barely beat the worst team in the NFL. I'm so sick of people saying he looked amazing. He stunk it up for the first half. Come on, be honest. Okay, and then so by that time it's Trey's team. Okay, I get it. By that time you big Jimmy up. Maybe his trade value is better. Now, if it made sense, put Trey in for the rest of the year. That did not happen. Didn't happen. And Jimmy already had a busted finger and a shoulder. At what point do you say, okay, let's make a run for this and go all the way to the Super Bowl? Play the best player, and that best player was on the field.
And that's all I said when people got mad. I was just worried about that aspect. I said, you know what? Is Kyle sure about Trey? I mean, how come he didn't put him in? Jimmy was like ready to go to the hospital and check in for a week. and he still made him play. You know, I don't. That doesn't make sense.
One thing I will give Shanahan, I think they are all in on Trey.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
really
now
hope that they're right.
That's what he wanted to do in the first place.
Yeah. See, I don't hate Trey. I want him to be great. I do. I
We
really
both
don't care
do.
who's
I
quarterback.
don't want to lose. I hate that.
Yeah.
Going back to 2015,
What do you think
16. Yuck.
Oh gosh, those are dark days.
Oh.
What do you think our record will be if Trey starts, Ronbo? Like, just off top, what do you think?
Oh, honestly, JJ, I don't know because I need to see what they look like, at least in preseason. I need to see if Trey looks different than he did. He's learning things now. I want to know if he's going to be different because, quite frankly, it's still a mystery to me. He did some things that I could see he needs a lot of work on. So if he got those things ironed out, we'll be fine. I suspect we'll win somewhere between 10 and 12, 13 maybe.
Oh wow, I wouldn't even say that, Ronbo, but that's just my opinion. But
well, he's got a great cast with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But he had that also in the Texans game that he stunk up. I mean, remember?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He has have grown from that. I suspect he should look a little different, look a little better. He learned a lot playing on the scout team. I'm hoping.
See, the thing is, what people hate about Jimmy, the whole little tiny, little dink and dunk, little boring passes here and there. If Trey can perfect that, because that was good enough to win, obviously. If he could just perfect that and then throw his own little twist to it, then yeah we'll be fine. But I don't see it year one. I hope it's a Josh Allen type thing, but even Josh Allen took 3 years.
I know, right? And also, the offensive line has got to be able to give him time so he can learn. Now, he'll get faster and faster, but if he looks up and sees all hell coming at him within 2.5 seconds, see, people don't understand. Jimmy saw that shit coming, and that ball's out of his hands right now. Trey may not be able to process that quick. People think that's easy to do. That's a gift to be able to process and move like that. Otherwise, you have other gifts. He can get away from pressure, but can he still find a receiver? Or is he just going to start running? Because we don't need a Lamar Jackson situation because he's going to wind up being like Lamar and get hurt. So I don't know what to expect.
I forgot about that, dude. But see, that's how I knew how we can beat the Rams. Is like, yeah, they have Donald, and I have huge respect for the guy, but how do they stop him? They double teamed him, and Jimmy got the ball out of his hand really fast.
Yeah.
The only way you can beat this dude.
That's it, because Donald's coming in, and he's coming in a hurry. Russell Wilson knows, and who can get away from pressure better than Russell Wilson running? Donald used to have Wilson flying all through the air. I remember that time I suplexed Wilson. And that one game where they dropped Russ about 6 or 7 times. Oh, my God. Russ is still getting up, though.
We still lost.
Yeah. I said, Jesus Christ. So, Donald is scary. If you hold the ball, he's going to get you. I don't care how fast you run.
Yeah. I'll leave you with one other thing, Ronbo. I'm still sticking with this Brady thing. Only because I don't know what it is about the NFL. I think they have it out for us. We can't win. I said it earlier this season. Remember, you asked me, are you still faithful of us winning? Hell no, we ain't winning shit. Remember, I told you, it's like, we're not. The stars have to align perfectly, and even then we get screwed.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Everything else.
I knew the second that we were going to play the Rams for the third time, I knew it. We're done.
I knew it too. There's going to be you beat the team 3 times in 1 year. Has that ever happened? I think it's happened a couple of times, but that's it.
I don't remember the last time it happened. But the thing
either.
was, it
hasn't happened at least once. I thought I heard about once or twice.
It had a lot of familiar symptoms of 2014 when we played Seattle. Remember, they screwed us over. They wouldn't sell us tickets. Like anybody in Southern Northern California, they wouldn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. We still turned LA out. But it was they're going to screw us. I know it. And I told the wife, because you're the Rams fan, you guys are going to screw us over. I know it. Now, I don't think they did, but Tart ruined it for us, I think.
He played so well all the time. I can't be mad at him. This is what I'm saying. You can't blame one guy. But anyway, hey, JJ, I tell you what, good to hear from you often. So you want to give a shout out to your buddy Big Show?
I literally just text him right now. I'll give a shout out to my baby boys. They turned 2 today.
Hey!
Please don't sing, Ronbo.
I know, right? Jersey's the only one who picks on people. Man, you guys are grown men asking Ronbo to sing every minute. I'm doing it before the show's over, though, JJ. We're going to go now. See you
All right,
later.
bud. Later, bud.
Night, Jersey. Hey, shut all.
Hey, Ronbo Sports.
Hey, shut all.
I really
you
like
doing?
your YouTube channel and all the content you put on this platform, man.
Thanks, Shardell. Appreciate that.
And the thing that everybody's been talking about is I don't understand why 49er fans still want Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster. I mean, he's an inconsistent quarterback. He makes terrible decisions on the field. He needs to get traded immediately.
And he doesn't
trade
wear
this
underarm
guy
deodorant.
from the organization right now. I hope he goes to Indianapolis, man. I want this guy to go to the Colts, man.
It's
with
too
Carson,
late.
with Matt Ryan, man. That would be a good tandem. I'll love
Jimmy
to see
back
that
up Matt
tandem.
Ryan.
I mean, I'll love him to be the backup quarterback to Matt Ryan.
Too expensive, Shardell. You're not going to get a backup to pay him that much money, and you got to pay Ryan incredible amounts of money too. No way.
I mean, who would be a great backup quarterback to Matt Ryan?
I don't know. I think they have somebody already over there, don't they?
I mean, I understand about this, but we need to move on from G. We have to move on from him, and we have to focus on Trey Lance, because Trey Lance will be the new king in 2022.
I hope so. It would be nice.
I mean, the thing I love about Trey Lance, I really like him as a quarterback, is that the man's fast on his feet. He has a great cannon of an arm. If this guy can make some big play, if this guy can make something happen big in 2022, this guy will be pretty entertaining, because, I haven't seen his highlights, but man, this guy is he's young. I mean, he's only how old is he?
22. He'll be 22 when the season starts.
Man, this guy's a rookie, man. I mean, people. The thing I don't like about these fans is that they keep underrating Trey Lance, that he's not going to be a star, and he's not going to start next year. And many of my friends are saying that let Jimmy Garoppolo start, and if Jimmy Garoppolo gets injured, then you could put Trey Lance in the game and have him play a couple of plays. Because that's what everybody's saying, that why should you not do that? Why don't you let Jimmy Garoppolo be on the field, throw a little bit?
So you're running into a minority group that I've not seen many of. You've got people that want to see Jimmy stay.
No, but they want to see because Trey Lance is a rookie, and if he gets injured, he'll be out for the season. So people are thinking that's a good idea to let Jimmy Garoppolo play and then put Trey Lance in the game, because if Trey Lance gets injured, he's out of the game as a rookie. He's only 22 years of age. We don't want to see him get injured.
He doesn't necessarily have to be out for the season. If he gets hurt, unless it's serious, real serious, he could maybe miss a game or so. We got Nate Sudfeld to back him up, which is even more frightening. But
I found out that the 49ers released Nick Mullins, and I'm happy about that, man, because I don't like Nick Mullins.
I know, right? We let Nick get away.
He's highly inconsistent. He's underrated, man. Why would he went to the Raiders?
I know, but Nick Sudfeld, although people think, Nick Sudfeld is tall. I didn't realize how tall he is. Nick Sudfeld looks like he's about 6'5" or 6'6". Hey, anybody know how tall Nick Sudfeld is? Because I'd never seen him standing next to other people before. I saw him in Philly, but he didn't look that big. And then I saw him, I said, Jesus Christ, how tall is this dude? So,
I mean, to me, I think Nate Sudfeld. If Nick Mullins and Nate Sudfeld were still on the roster, that would give fans make it even more frightening for fans.
Yeah.
If the 49ers re-sign Nick Mullins, that would be like the biggest frightening experience people would ever want to know about. So I'm so happy that the 49ers didn't re-sign him, because I mean,
Nick?
man, if they re-signed him, you don't know what would happen if
Jesse,
he
is
came
that
back to
right?
the organization. You know
6,
what would have
7.
happened if he came back? You know what would have happened if Nick Mullins came back to this organization, Niners organization?
No, what would happen?
I mean, I don't like it. I don't like him because he's inconsistent. Like, you know, he throws picks, he gets intercepted many times, just like Jimmy Garoppolo does.
Hey, well, yeah, can't have that.
And I don't like him. So are you? I mean, when Niner fans found out that, for Niner fans, you know, it's just like, I mean, when I heard about it that we didn't get him back, I was like, thank God, like, please, like, we didn't get him back, so, like, you know.
Are you talking about?
I
Are you talking
mean,
about Nate? Are you talking about Nick Mullins or who?
Nick Mullins.
Okay.
I mean, I was so happy that we didn't re-sign him, because, I mean, what have you seen? Have you seen him? Have you seen him be pretty inconsistent? Like, do you know a lot
No,
about Nick Mullins, or you don't really?
Actually, Nick, I saw one game he played this past season. He looked good out there.
I remember.
He got
I
picked,
saw.
and they
Yeah, I
lost that
remember. I
game.
saw.
But,
So for Nick Mullins, I think I saw Nick Mullins. Like, I watched the Cowboys and 49ers preseason game at Levi's, and
Okay.
Nick Mullins was the starting quarterback at that time.
Well, you know, he beat the Raiders. Remember that night that he beat the Raiders? That was pretty exciting. You know, you're not going to get Nick Mullins wasn't a first round draft pick or anything like that. He was a backup quarterback, so you know you're not going to get a whole lot out of that caliber of a quarterback. So
when the 49ers played the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54, and Nick Mullins replaced Jimmy Garoppolo as the backup quarterback, and they still ended up losing, like, to the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, how could you lose to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 54?
Charnel, listen, we're going to run out of time. Let me come on, get some time Sunday. I'll be waiting for you, okay?
I'll join you on Sunday, and I really like your content. And
Thanks, Charnel.
I would really love to talk more for football with you on Sunday.
All right, looking forward to it. All right, have a good night, fam. All right,
see ya.
See ya. And hey, Merrick, come on in, Merrick.
How's it going, Ronbo?
Merrick, man, we're just sitting here raking through the ashes now that the 49ers they've actually finished all the work they're going to do with the free agency. And every year, the 49ers have a prerogative in the free agency, whereas as their prerogative does not match the desires and hopes of the empire. Merrick, are you satisfied with what took place this last 2-3 weeks? Free agent frenzy doesn't mean anything for the 49ers fans. It means everything to the Rams fans, but we usually come up with practical decisions, ones that we can work with and expand upon. But is that okay with you? What did you think?
Well, I feel like we actually did all right in free agency. We definitely improved our corners, but I wish we could have improved our offensive line.
Oh. Merrick, you know what's so funny? Because that's what the 49ers do. Next year, they're going to be all about the offensive line. They're going to draft some kid, because there's a few good ones in the draft this year as far as cornerbacks go. And I think they're going to be done with that. Now, next year, we seem to do this all in order, but it takes a whole year. Next year, first chance they get, they're going to get an offensive lineman. They're going to get the best they can get.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're still in trouble with the offensive line. McGlinchey's coming back with a leg that's questionable.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's going on with the left guard spot. Somebody said somebody named Sutherland's going to be starting at left guard. That's frightening. Who is he? Alex Mack? He hasn't even said if he's coming back or not.
I think I
Brunskill.
saw some rumors that he's leaning towards coming back, but we'll see.
I saw that too, but I wish he'd go ahead and say it. Alex he's sitting there whooping it up with the new wife. They're out partying. And she says, "Oh, are you going to go back and play football?" Well, what do you think? Well, do you have to? If you don't want me to, I won't. You know how when you're in love? And Alex! Well, what can I say, guys? We're going to stay on the island for the next 6 months, and then I might come back. Listen, I might consider coming back next year. Anything could happen with that, Merrick. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think our free agency was okay. I mean, I feel like people don't think it's as good as it is just because we didn't make any of the flashy moves that all the other teams were making.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It works out for us usually, though. Merrick, even in last 3 years, we haven't made any huge. We picked up Jordan, the guy from Washington team, the tight end. I was so excited. He came in, and the rest of the team got hurt.
Right? Jordan Reed, I think was his name.
Yeah, Jordan Reed. That's him. I saw I had visions of Jordan Reed and George Kittle. Oh, we can pencil in our position now to the Super Bowl. Everybody on the team got hurt. And then last year we picked up Trent Williams on the left side to replace Joe Staley. That was an excellent pickup. I don't know how we did it, but we did. That's our biggest splash probably, God, in how long? And, he couldn't last all season. He gets hurt a lot in inopportune times. Because I don't care anybody says, even with the right side looking as it did, if Trent Williams is healthy, we still win that. We win that NFC CG.
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if we should take a play out of the Rams book and try to spend more money than we do, but I don't know.
It goes against the philosophy of that organization. The 49ers are never going to get in that page. I just don't see it.
Well, I used to think that about the Patriots. I'm not a Pats fan, but they went nuts last offseason.
Hey, right? That was so out of character. That's the first time Belichick ever went that. They were buying up every player they could find. Oh, they had an offense was just, whoa. They had a dual tight end situation. Who were those guys? They got one from the Chargers, one other. I said, look at the Patriots. Wow. So look for them to go. They're going to go crazy in the draft this year. Belichick still wants to build through the draft, though. That's what he likes to do. He doesn't want to pay big money to free agents. He just doesn't like that. We'll see what he does, though. And you saw what they did to J.C. Jackson, right? They just let him go. Belichick's back to being Belichick now.
Yeah.
So, Mac, Bobby Wagner, the Rams just ponying up more money for him, and nothing small. Mm-hmm. 5 years, $50 million,
I'd like to know where the Rams are getting all this money from.
Well, we all do. And, if they could just get an undercover agent in there to go in and go through the books and see how they're doing these things, and there must be something illegal going on.
Hey, a couple of Rams fans, you could ask them.
No, they won't tell the truth. They'll legitimize it, and they'll actually lay it out for you. I've had one lay it out to me on Twitter. Piece by piece, he broke it all down, the math and everything. I said, I see several flaws throughout that. But you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to argue with you this, because the fact of the matter is, you have this all rehearsed, and you're getting asked this all the time, and you don't mind answering the bell. So good for you, and good luck. And dude, I should have tagged people with that. I didn't, because I was so annoyed that I just kept walking. Rams fans believe that there's nothing illegitimate going on. The league doesn't care. I think Les Snead and Jerry Jones, who's the Kansas City Chiefs owner, I think certain owners have leverage with the league and the policies that apply to everybody else. I really do. And they can fudge here and fudge there, and nobody's going to say anything. There's not going to be any investigations or any examinations. It'll be left alone. Mm-hmm. So,
Or they're okay with spending millions in luxury tax, but I don't think that's the case.
Merrick, it's $1 for $1 tax. Even the biggest billionaire spender, generous guy, that's a lot of money. Oh, whoo, that's a penalty that like no other. So if I'm $20 million over the cap, I got to pay $40 million. Woo! Oh my God! Oh, that's a franchise buster. So, and if I don't win the Super Bowl, I look like a fool.
True.
So yeah.
I got a couple questions for you.
Go ahead.
So my first is, do you think that since free agency is pretty much over, do you think the 49ers are improved, worse, or the same?
They improved. I go along with, and for no other reason but Travarius Ward. Wait a minute. You know what, Merrick? Let me walk that back. They stayed on even ground because the offensive line still something to worry about. They got better in the secondary. Our special teams, a lot of upgrade there. That's 2 out of 3. Right? Offense, defense, special teams. Merrick, from that alone, I'd have to say they improved, right? We lost games last year because of special teams. We didn't have to lose to the Hawks.
True, but we also won the playoff game because of the special teams.
I know, right? See, negates that. Merrick, we treadmilled. We did, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we slightly improved, but the offensive line's still a big issue.
And if Aaron Banks indeed works out, if McGlinchey's okay, we'll be fine. Because the secondary looks better. The defensive pass rush is probably our strong point. And, we're going to see what the offense looks like. We'll be able to either cheer and go nuts by week 4 or 5, or we'll be saying things like, well, we know what we're going to look for in the offseason next year. I think we'll be okay, though. Of course, I said that. I said that in 2014 and 2015 as well.
Yeah, I remember.
2016 and 2017. Pretty soon, people, hey, Ronbo, man, you're like a Raider fan, man. You guys think you win a Super Bowl every year, don't you? I didn't say anything about that. Yeah, but you imply that you guys got a good team. I didn't say that. You got no talent. That's when I get pissed off. Even analysts on networks, the 49ers are lacking any talent worth. I start getting real obnoxious, and I start hitting people up on their Twitter feed saying, you know what, you suck as an analyst. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm going to give you some names right now. You tell me these guys can't play. I used to get responses on those radio programs where guys would come in and talk. I remember Grant Cohn's dad was on. I remember I went after him one time. He was such a nice guy about it. You know what? I was like, I've got to calm down here. These people are right. We don't have any talent. But damn it, I don't want to hear it. That was me. So, I've learned to deal with reality to some degree now, and I'm okay. I think I've grown up as myself. I've learned. I've stopped doing that. I don't attack people. I look deeply into what they said, and I don't get mad. 49ers are my team.
As long as you're not as delusional as Cowboys fans, you'll be fine.
Raider fans used to be the worst. We've never been bad as they are. Raiders, they were comical. Cowboys fans too. Yeah, that's why Stephen A. Smith likes to work them so hard.
Yeah.
Was that Joshua? Joshua didn't talk about Go Cowboys now. Where's Texas boy? You haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. My final question before we go, because I know I'm probably running short, is
here we are.
Do you think we're going to keep Jimmy, or do you think he'll get traded during the draft or something?
No, that would be a disaster. Jimmy's got to go because this team's got to move on. They've already made their bed. They got to sleep in it now. If you're going to go with Trey, you got to go with Trey. You keeping Jimmy around, the team's going to still follow him, regardless of what people think. They're going to follow him. They're used to him. We've won with him. Had we been losing with Jimmy, he'd be gone. Last year was the most dramatic thing that they've done together. They were out of the playoff contention. They were 3-5. It was over. Lo and behold, and I know people don't want to give Jimmy credit for it, they made it all the way back. And and stood the Rams off in a Week 17 battle that had to be won. And the Rams had them down by 21 points. And the 49ers came back and would not be denied. And they went to the playoffs. And if not for having to be on the road the whole time and a wild card, I think things might have been different. But again, Mick, this is where the stars line up. The 49ers going in as wild card was already a disadvantage. Being on the road every week was a disadvantage. Going to Lambeau Field was just a disaster. Going into that kind of weather, my God. And going against Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, didn't show up. What were the odds of that?
He showed up. It was just for the first drive.
So, you know, the 49ers went through. That was a miracle. I don't know how they even got to an FCCG. That's why I thought, wow, Super Bowl, here we come. It's the Rams? And, of course, Trent Williams is like taking off a couple of weeks. His leg is hanging. He couldn't use his leg. He was finished. So now we got no offensive line at all. And we still almost won, you know? So that's fine. So I'm hoping next year, you know, if health could just stay with us for the entire year, please. Just 1 year. I think we can make some serious noise.
You might have to make daily offerings to the football gods for that to happen.
I know. God, it's rough. Why us, Merrick? How come other teams don't get hurt like that? We always got to get
the Ravens did last year.
I know, right? It wiped them completely off the map. So, you know, there was a couple other teams, too, I think. We weren't the worst. So, I don't know. We can't be sympathetic toward ourselves.
No. Injuries still suck, though.
Merrick, I'll tell you what, I'll be back Sunday. Yeah. Looking for you, okay?
Yeah, especially since injuries always seem to get to our best players.
Oh, I know. You'll never see Dante Johnson get hurt. I didn't mean that. That's not nice. I'm going to be nice to Dante from now on. I like him now.
Yeah, well, we re-signed him, so you better like him.
I do, and I'm pulling for him. All right, Merrick. Have a great night. Talk to you Sunday.
All right, bye.
Bye. And Jersey Joe, I've got to do it. Happy Niners birthday to the two latest additions to the Empire. Happy Niners birthday. They're going to be, one's going to be the starting quarterback, another's going to be the backup. Happy Niners birthday to the Day J Jr. twice. I like that. Happy Niners! JJ! Shout out to the boys. They just reached 2. Have a great night, fam. Please hit like, fam, and subscribe. Especially you LA fans. You guys coming in here uninvited. You better be subscribers. Otherwise, you won't know when to come in and bug me. And my folks. Fam, thanks for the contributions. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you Sunday. And we'll continue to talk some more Niner football. I just did that, didn't I? I did it for JJ's kids. I got to do it for us. See you Sunday.